once I get going, hard to talk and eat. I know a lot of people from Grace, and if they beat us, I'll never hear the end of it. My mom was born and raised in Lego. You know where Lego is? About maybe 8 miles south of Grace. My mom was born and raised there. It's down south of Night. So now you have. You've heard of it. It's really, really pretty down there. Farms. My grandpa had a huge sheep ranch down there. You check the mic. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, check from Soda Springs High School, where the Grace Grizzlies face the Cardinals tonight. Check, check, check. Chuck E. Cheese. Check, check. Check, check, check 1, 2. Check, check, check from Soda Springs High School. Grace Grizzlies versus the Cardinals. Check, check. Chuck E. Cheese. Check, check, check. So how's school? How is school? Yeah, yeah. Well, you speak it very well. You have to do a lot of how do you say it, conjugation, where you break the sentences down. And I was actually pretty good at English, but I got my grade from creative writing. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will take it at 5, whether you're here or not. Yeah. Point guard. Played football, basketball, and my best sport was baseball. I was a pitcher. I went to St. George. Thought I was going to walk on the football team. I got there, and all the players were 6'4" black kids that could run 4 or 5 40s, and I just went, "This isn't going to work." Back then, Dixie was always in the top 5 in the nation. So is your mom and dad here? Yeah. Do they just come and get you, or? Well, well, it's nice that they let you get out of the house and then they come and get you. And Hello, everyone. Very pleasant good evening from Soda Springs High School. Tonight, the Grace Grizzlies are in town. And of course, this is a major rivalry between these two. Goes way back. I remember as a kid coming up from Utah to work on my uncle's ranch down in Thatcher. And my cousins, I remember them getting ready for the football game with soda. And that's all anything ever meant to them. If they beat soda, it was like winning the Super Bowl. And that was a long time ago. I'm really old. And so it continues. We're just 11 miles, 16 miles apart. My mother grew up, born and raised in Lego, south of Grace. And so I've got relatives and connections, maybe even more so in Grace than I actually do here. And and I see in the scorebook there is a Meekum. My mother was a Meekum, but they spell it differently. Mecham is kind of what you see more today. My mother was Meacham. What happened about 3 generations ago? One of the Meekums was a doctor, the other was an attorney, and they got mad at each other and had a fight, and one of them dropped the A to just Mecham. So a lot of Meekums. I remember doing a baseball game up at Firth, and there were 4 Meekum starters on that baseball team. So a lot of Meekums around, but like I say, my mother's. You don't see as many with the Meacham. The area south of Grace is gorgeous. Thatcher is gorgeous with the river running through it. And these Grace kids, like I say, it goes back way back. Um, their thing was to beat soda, and so we're kind of brothers with the Grace Grizz, and so this will be a big game. Grace will be in red with white numerals. Grace's colors are, I believe, actually red and silver, where Soda's colors are red and black. Soda will be in white with red numbers. Junior varsity game just about ready to go. Grace varsity comes in 4-8. They haven't played a conference game yet. Of course, their conference is just tiny, just three teams in the conference: Butte County, Grace, and Alturas Prep out of Idaho Falls. So it comes in 0-1 in the conference, 5-4 on the season. We are ready to go. Both teams take the floor. Coach Rory Lloyd, he has been coaching Grace for a long time. He is an awesome coach. Jumping for Grace, I knew this was going to happen. Let me find him. Grace didn't separate their junior varsity from their varsity. And I don't have this number at all. I can only tell you he's a big kid. He's going to jump against Blake Mon. Got to get some folks sat down where they're not along the sidelines. We are ready to go. I'll ask the Grace scorekeeper who 40 is here in a minute. He's not on the program. Mon comes down with the rebound over to Peterson. Peterson back up top. We are underway. Outside is Caleb Hansen. He'll leave it for McAllister. Bad pass is picked off. Picked off by Anderson. Anderson takes it all the way in. No good. Long lead pass from Browning. Browning to Hansen. Hansen goes in and scores. Beautiful pass from Browning. Hansen took it in with one hand. Outside is Cade Kimball. Lead pass. Well, Browning had it. Coming down with it was Boston Stoddard. And we've got a foul underneath. And again, we do this like every game. I don't have a 40 on the roster. Grace had a great football team this year, and I'll bet he was on the line. Big kid. First free throw is good. 2-1. Soda up by 1. We'll get one more free throw. Second shot. That one is good. Got them both. 2-2. Ball comes into Caleb Hansen. Hansen into the forecourt. Works to the right angle. Trying to set the offense against a man defense. Gets a pick from McAllister. Little weave up top. Peterson over to Browning. Browning just about had it picked. McAllister inside to Mon. Browning an open three from the left wing. That banks off no good. Grace down with the rebound. Into the forecourt is Kimball. Kimball up top straight away to King. King will get it over to the left wing, and that goes to Anderson. Inside, ball is loose, picked up by Kimball. Loose again, Soda picks it up. Lead pass down to Mon. Mon takes it in and scores. Nice job by Caleb Hansen. Soda leads by 2. Nice drive, that was no good. or Kimball took it up. It'll be Peterson for Soda into the forecourt. Outside to Browning between the circles. He'll work it to Pete. Pete on the left angle. Ball walked away. He got his pocket picked. Kimball into the forecourt. Goes to Anderson. Back to Kimball. Anderson drives down the left side of the paint. Scoops it up. No good. Browning. Makai Browning with a rebound. Will push it into the forecourt. Tried to dump it to inside. It was cut off. Outside, Hansen with a shot. No good. And I think Bryson Anderson stepped on the baseline. Checking in will be Junior Horsley for McAllister. And we got a timeout. Let me see if I can get this name. Hang with me. Just 1 second. Is number 40?
Rhett Hunsaker.
Thank you. Number 40 is Rhett Hunsaker. Thank you very much. And he's not in the program at all. Timeout. Not sure who called it. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. Soda leads by 2. Rhett Hunsaker, he is a big kid. I'm really sure he can set a monster pick out there. Hanson gets the ball in and was looking inside, didn't follow the pass in from Hanson, and it goes out of bounds. Grace ball behind by 2. They run a little mixer, and Mon knocks the ball away. It'll be Grace's ball once again. Grace down in the corner, looking, 5 seconds, gets it to Hunsaker. Hunsaker across to Kimball in the backcourt. Kimball lost the hand on it, and I'm not sure they got that one right. It'll be Grace's ball on the side, and Cade Kimball will inbound the ball. The ball comes into Bryson Anderson, who walks it across the timeline. Anderson, off a Hunsaker pick, comes back outside to Kimball in the right corner. Inside Hunsaker, ball knocked away by Caleb Hansen. It'll be Peterson into the forecourt, right down the lane, gets it over to Hansen. Hansen, about a 17-footer, nails it. That's 4 points. That was off the left side of the baseline. Shot is up. Good defense inside Junior Horsley. And Browning in trouble. Throws it across court. Goes into Horsley. Horsley pulls up and he's fouled. Get right on the back of his lap as he put that shot up. And that foul will go against, Stoddard. Boston Stoddard. That'll put Junior at the free throw line. Shot up by Horsley. Splash. Pretty free throw right down to the bottom of the well for Junior. He'll get one more. Junior is a junior. He is so tough, especially on the defensive end. Second shot off the heel of the basket. No good. Rebound comes down to Boston Stoddard. Up the floor, they work it to Kimball. Kimball into the forecourt to Anderson. Anderson, 3-point shot. Wow, splash. Bryson Anderson off the right wing. 7-5. Pretty 3-point shot. Goes over Hanson. Mon drives in, and Mon lays it in. He went right up over the top of Stoddard. 4 points for Mon. Full court pressure, double team. I think they're going to get Junior for the reach. It was either Junior or Hanson. Yeah, it's going to be Horsley. That's his first. Horsley, he kind of plays like I used to. Take your 5 and sit down. Don't ever look in the rearview mirror. Just keep the engine burning. There's almost a pick by Hanson. Coming out of there with it is Ty Stoddard. Back outside, Stoddard, 3-point shot. That's no good. And it was Hanson who touched it. And it goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Grizz. 9-5, Soda, 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Kimball to inbound the ball along the Grace baseline. Comes outside to Stoddard. Across the top, they work it to King on the wing. Now to Kimball. Kimball drops it in on the angle. And there's a drive off the right side by King. Rebound down to Grace. It's Anderson. Left wing shot is up. 3-point shot. Browning high for the rebound. Browning into the forecourt to Caleb Hansen. Hansen pulls up. 3-point shot. No good. Mon with the rebound puts it back up and he's fouled. Blake Mon has 4 points. He'll go to the free throw line for a pair. That foul was against Trayson Hing. To Blake Mon, a sophomore, will put the shot up. Good. Right down to the bottom of the well for Mon. He'll get one more. Rory Lloyd checking with Bryson Anderson. Grace has great coaches, I can tell you that much. Rory Lloyd, Greg Bergholm, and Kevin Smith. Down in the corner, and that pass almost picked off. Grace got it back. And a smart play by Ty Stoddard. He had a double team on him, and there was nowhere to go with the ball, so he bounced it off the Soda's legs out of bounds. It'll be Grace ball along their own baseline. Ball comes in, 3-point shot up, no good. And Hanson for Soda down with a rebound into the forecourt. Hanson straight away. Wow, Anderson went for the pick. Pretty good collision there. Back outside Hanson from Browning. Hanson down the left side of the paint goes in, scores, and he's fouled. What a hard drive by Caleb Hanson down the left side of the paint. And he was fouled by Anderson. That is the third foul for Grace. And Caleb Hanson with 6 points will try to make it 7. Shot is up, rattles around, pops out. Browning hides for the rebound. And they reach in, and maybe Junior just picked up his second. Yeah, he did. Wasn't much on that one. In fact, is in my weak mind, it was probably a jump. Into the forecourt, Kimball down to the Grace baseline, under the basket, tried to hook it up, no good. Horsley down with the rebound, lead pass, whoa, over the head of Harrison. Checking in is going to be Dawson McAllister, and he'll check in for Junior Horsley. 13-5, an 8-point lead for the Junior Cards. Into the forecourt is Cade Kimball across the top. They work it to Stoddard. Stoddard on the angle, left wing to King. King drops it off. Drive to the baseline by Anderson. Back outside to Kimball. Kimball will get it to Ty Stoddard, who gets it back over to Kimball on the left angle. Little weave up top. 7 seconds, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Goes in, the shot is up, no good. Rebound actually controlled by Kimball. No, that's not right. They called the time clock violation, but that last shot actually hit the rim, which would mean you'd start the time clock over. So that's a break for Soda. Ball will come into Browning. Browning will walk it into the forecourt. Double clutched it, got it over to Caleb Hanson outside on the angle. Hanson looking for a pick from Lewis, and the ball's stolen away by Kimball. Kimball goes in, lays it up, drops it in. 13-7, Soda. Minute 45 to go in the first quarter. Boy, Cade Kimball really quick. Browning fakes about a 28-footer. Gets it over to Hanson. Blake Mon drives down the right side of the paint. He's fouled. Might have been Boston Stoddard. No. Trayson King. That's his second. That will put Blake Mon. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Has 6 points. Shot is up. Rattles around. Drops in. He'll get one more. Bowman checking in, checking out, Caleb Hanson. Couple of freshmen, Harrison and Bowman. Second shot by Mon is short off the front of the rim. Mon collects the rebound. Goes to Harrison, Harrison to Bowman. Bowman drops it over to Browning, to Blake Mon. Mon drives down the right side, lost the handle on it, and it's taken by Boston Stoddard. And there's a steal by Browning. Lead pass to Mon. Mon goes in and scores. Nice pass by Makai Browning. Nice cut by Mon. Well, then this Stoddard and may have a foul against Blake Mon. And Soda 4 fouls, 14 fouls apiece. So with 59 seconds, the next foul would put either team in the bonus. Kimball way outside to Anderson. Anderson deep three. And that went high off the rim, but I thought it went straight up in the air. I didn't really see it touch the time clock or the bar that goes across the top of the basket. It'll be Soda's ball. Blake Muggs outside will get it to Browning. Browning down the right side drives and he's fouled. Might have been Stoddard. No, Hunsaker. Going to be a two-shot foul. Trayson King trying to check in. They called that against Anderson. That's his second. Browning at the free throw line. Shot is up. No good. Get one more. I've mentioned a couple of times I was so impressed with Makai Browning taking over that quarterback position on the football team. Really did a great job. Second one is off the rim. Anderson for the Grizz down with the rebound. Into the forecourt, it's King. Back outside, three-point shot off the rim. Hunsaker touched the shot up and in, and he is fouled. Wow. Big guy just muscled that one up. And that foul's going to go against Harrison. Hunsaker 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Rhett Hunsaker. Shot is up. 3 for 3. Kind of pushes them up there with one hand. Sort of with a 6-point lead, 30 seconds to go in the first. Browning outside. Anderson covers. Goes over to McAllister on the left angle. McAllister backdoor to Browning. Browning takes it in the air. Lewis puts it back up. Browning, he has hops. He took that right in the air and tried to lay it in. And then Lewis tried to follow and ended up on the back of his lap. That foul goes against Hunsaker. Lewis puts a shot up, rattles around, pops out. He'll get one more. Tragan Lewis, just a freshman. He's going to be a good player. Second shot, splash. 17-10. Anderson into the fourth court. 12 seconds. They leave a three-point shot open, rattled around, popped out. Anderson with the rebound. Soda really flat-footed on the rebounds. Kimball goes up. Hunsaker leans in at the buzzer and scores. 17-12. Let me add up scoring for you, and I will be right back. Okay, we got Grace. So Soda outscores the Grizz by 5 in that first quarter. Be Grace Ball. It'd be Ethan Edwards to inbound the ball for the Grizz. 17-12 will begin the second quarter. Back to Edwards across the top over to King, right wing on the angle to Stoddard. Stoddard back over on the angle and back to Stoddard from Edwards. King drop it inside to Ty Stoddard. Hunsaker fakes and shot blocked by Browning. Browning goes up above the big guy and puts the roof on him. Big Grace ball out underneath their own basket. Ty Stoddard to inbound the ball. Comes into Edwards. Edwards on the right wing. He'll work it to Stoddard. Edwards, Stoddard 3-point shot. I'm not sure what that horn was about. Caleb Hansen tries to save the ball on the sideline, and he must have stepped on it. It will be Grace's ball on the side. Ball comes into Ty Stoddard. Back to Edwards. Edwards drives, running one-hander. Browning with the rebound. Good job of keeping control. Browning will walk it up into the forecourt. Hansen. McAllister along the baseline, about a 10-footer. Rebound comes down to McAllister, and he scores. 19-12, 7-point leads to the Cards. Bounce pass to Hunsaker. That's a little strong. And down with the rebound is Peterson. Peterson puts up about a 10-footer. McAllister with the rebound. Off balance shot. Grace comes down with the ball. Stoddard drives in. Has the shot partially blocked by Browning. Pete into the forecourt. Works off the right angle. Pete will work between the circles. He'll get it over to McAllister on the wing. And ball is knocked away. And Colton Peterson picking himself up off the floor. He ended up right on the back of his lap away from the ball. Ball comes in, back to Hansen. Out Browning. Pete drives the baseline, puts up 10-footer off the left side. And Lewis had it. McAllister comes up with it. Peterson 3-point shot, missed everything. Grace down with the rebound. Edwards drives off the right side, hooks it up. Wow, serious contact there as Edwards goes into the benches. 19-12, 7-point lead, 5:57 to go until halftime. Edwards will be at the free throw line. 5'8" junior. First shot is up and dances on the rim but drops in. He'll get one more. Keithan Edwards. Second shot, rims around, no good. Lewis has the ball knocked out of his hands. I think they are thinking Boston Stoddard knocked it out. So the ball 94 feet away. Browning gets the ball into Caleb Hansen. Hansen will walk it into the forecourt, left angle to Peterson. Peterson in the corner to Browning, back outside to Pete. Cross the top over to Hansen. Back to Peterson. Hansen, wing, Browning. 3-point shot, got it off the right wing. 22-13, a 9-point lead for Soda. Goes up to Stoddard on the left wing, missed everything. And Browning down with the rebound, lead pass up to Hansen. Hansen drives to the baseline, back to Browning, and now the point shot. Holy cow, almost the same spot. 25-13, an 8-point lead for the junior Cards. Driving the baseline, Stoddard had a good look, just couldn't finish it. Hansen down with the rebound, pushes it into the forecourt. Browning, he's feeling it. That one's off the rim, no good. Got a whistle under the basket. I think they're going to call that against Hunsaker. Away from the ball. Timeout. Timeout on the floor. Soda leads it by 12. And Soda boys, they will travel to Declo to face the Hornets on Saturday. They've got 4 games in a row on the road. Go to Declo on Saturday, at Malad next Wednesday, at Westside next Friday, and then January 27th, which is a Tuesday, they will have Aberdeen here for Grace. Of course, they're here in Soda tonight. Raft River, I think they're the Trojans. They'll be at Grace on Saturday. Then Grace will be at Westside next Wednesday and at Butte County up in Arco to face the Pirates next Thursday. Thinking it's Soda's ball. This Grace is kind of lining up on defense. It'll be Caleb Hansen to inbound the ball for the Cards. Along the Soda baseline. Lob comes into Mon. Mon takes it out of the air, pushes it up, can't finish it. Mon knocks it away from Stoddard. He got it back. Trapped in the corner. Gets the ball up to Edwards and may have a foul on Harrison. And then call a blocking foul. That'll be Harrison's second foul. Edwards will inbound the ball for the Grizz. Ball comes in to Ty Stoddard. Back to Edwards. Edwards working up top between the circles. Back over to Stoddard on the angle. Mon on Stoddard. Edwards on the wing. Comes up inside. Ball knocked away. Hanson comes up with it. And oh, what a pass to Mon. He may have taken an extra step. Kind of play NBA rules nowadays. I think they're going to get Mon reaching in. That would be his second. Bowman will check in for Blake Mon. 4:12 to go until halftime, 27-13. Grace with the ball along their own baseline. Edwards. Whoa, that's a bad pass. Hurley Hardy couldn't catch up to it, and it'll be Soda's ball on the side straight away. Peterson to inbound the ball for Soda. Ball comes into Harrison. He did a good job at quarterback too on the JV team, just a freshman. Comes to Bowman, Pete, and no look pass. I hate that. Peterson back to Hanson, and Hanson scores along the baseline. He has 8 points. You do a no look, half the time you fake out your own team and turn it over. Goes over to Edwards. Edwards drives the baseline, throws a pass over to Hardy. Ball taken away. Lead pass to Harrison. Harrison takes it in and scores. Soda on a run. They have scored 14 points in this quarter. They have a 19-point lead, and the ball is knocked away. Hunsaker will check back in for the Grizz. Browning checks in for Caleb Hansen. So they'll have a ball in the backcourt up by 19. They'll make it 18. Comes over to Browning. Browning, backdoor to Bowman, kicks it out to Pete. Pete, woo, called an offensive foul. Would that go against Hunsaker? I think that's going to go against. Oh, they called it against Caleb Hansen. That's his first. Or did they just change their mind? Oh, no, they changed their mind on the video replay. I guess they didn't have enough confirmation. Comes into Junior Horsley. Horsley turns, try to put it off the glass. Ball is loose. And coming up with it is Edwards. Heath and Edwards into the forecourt for Grace. Goes down into the corner. King has the ball knocked away by Harrison. Harrison still fighting for it. Browning comes up with it for Soda. Browning pushes into the forecourt. Tried to hit Junior Horsley along the baseline and overshot him. Ethan Gonzalez will check in for Soda. 21-13. Soda. 2:44 to go in the half. Edwards will get it to Stoddard. Ty Stoddard back outside. Goes over into Hunsaker. Drives the baseline, and Browning, I think, hooked him. He tried to go up and under, right to left. And they do call that on Mackay Browning. That's just his first. Grace ball along their own baseline comes into Stoddard. Outside, Edwards on the angle, working against Bowman. Drives, puts up a shot, hit the bottom of the rim. The ball is loose. Harrison on the run. Harrison bounced past to Gonzalez, back to Harrison. Harrison puts it up short off the front rim. Grace tried to save it along the baseline. I think that was King. Kind of threw that behind his back, but he threw it out of bounds. It'll be Soda's ball across the way. Bowman will get the ball into Peterson. 2:05 to go until halftime. Comes over to Browning on the left angle, up top to Bowman. Behind the back, dumps it to Peterson on the left wing. Back up top to Gonzalez. Harrison, right wing, goes over to Browning. Across the top. Pete, deep three. Good. Peterson. He's kind of off the left angle, but he was about 4 or 5 feet behind the arc. 34-13. And Stoddard, oh, they're going to call a jump. I thought one of the cards had hooked Boston Stoddard, so he had his hand on the ball, and they call a jump. McAllister back into the ball game for the Cards. McAllister to Browning. Browning across the timeline to Peterson. Peterson on the angle. Grace 2-3 zone, and Peterson again, too cute. Tried to dribble it behind his back, hit the heel of his foot, and goes out of bounds. Minute 21 to go until halftime. Edwards dumps it into Stoddard, mid blocks, back to Edwards. Edwards drives, and Browning may have got him underneath. And that would be Mackay's second foul. And that'll put Edwards at the free throw line for 2. Soda has 5 fouls now. So Grace in the 2-shot bonus. That one rattled around, popped out. Lewis will check in for Browning with a minute 12 to go until halftime. Edwards, one more. That's off the heel of the basket. Gonzalez is fouled. It's either Edwards or Stoddard. And they're going to call it on Edwards. That would just be his first. Soda ball, 94 feet away. Gonzalez will get it into Isaiah Bowman. Bowman into the forecourt, left angle. Harrison looking at a three. Gets it to Gonzalez. Bounce past to Harrison. He just walked. Yeah, got his feet kind of tangled up before he put the ball on the floor. And they call a turnover. 34-13, 21-point lead for Soda. Edwards to Stoddard on the angle. Back up top to King. Goes over to Stoddard on the left wing. Dumps it in to Hunsaker. Back outside King. King across the top over to Edwards. Tough Soda zone. Goes over to Stoddard. Working against McAllister. 8 seconds on the clock. There's a hard drive by Edwards. Rebound. Bowman is tripped. Got the ball back. Tripped again. Maintained control of the ball. There's a reach by Edwards. That'll be his second. Edwards is a 5'8" junior. Soda ball right here on the side comes into Bowman. Bowman to Gonzalez. Shot clock is off. Gonzalez back to Harrison. Across the top. Over to Bowman. That's a bad pass. Tried to drop it into Lewis in traffic. Oh, that's a walk. We call double dribble. Kind of lost control of it. Took a couple extra steps before he put it back on the floor. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Look at the clock. Shoot it, Bowman. McAllister deep misses, and the halftime score is Soda 34, Grace 13. Grace with only 1 point in that quarter, and that was a free throw. Soda shut him out from the floor. Soda put up 17 points. So they outscored Grace by 16. Let me add up scoring for you. We'll come back with halftime activities. Okay, just about got Grace. Okay, I've got the Grizz. Let's add up the cards. You know, they're a cute young drill team out on the floor. And they look like middle school, maybe. Okay, I think I got it. For the Grace Junior Varsity, Cade Kimball hit a basket for 2 points. Ethan Edwards is 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 point. Bryson Anderson hit a three, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And 7 points for the big guy, Rhett Hunsaker. He had 2 twos and was 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Grace hit on 3 of 5 from the free throw line, committed 9 personal fouls. For Soda, Makai Browning hit 2 threes for 6 points, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Caleb Hansen hit 4 twos for 8 points, was 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Blake Mon had 4 twos and was 3 of 4 from the free throw line for 11 points. Junior Horsley, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 1 point. Tragan Lewis, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 1 point. Dawson McAllister hit a basket for 2. Colton Peterson hit a 3 for 3 points. And Braxton Harrison had a 2 for 2 points. Soda hit on 5 of 9 from the free throw line. And committed 9 personal fouls. At the end of the first quarter, Soda led it by 5, 17-12. And then Soda outscored the Grizz by 16. In the second quarter, Grace could only manage 1 point, and that was a free throw. They were 1 of 4 in that quarter from the free throw line, never hit a basket from the floor. And so at halftime, it is 34-13. Soda Junior Varsity leads it. Games going on tonight. Malad is at Aberdeen. North Gym travels up to DuBois to face the Bobcats of Clark County. Teton Timberwolves are at Bear Lake. Ryrie is at First. West Jay's at North Fremont. Marsh Valley's at South Fremont. Filer is at Sugar. And Declo is at West Side. In the boys' conference, number one Wendell is 2-0, 11-1 on the season. Their only loss was down in Salt Lake City at the Delta Center. They lost in overtime to Filer. They beat Malad, Malad 1-0 in the conference, 8-5 on the season. West Side is 1-1, and their one win was against Soda here. 7-5 on the season. Aberdeen hasn't played a conference game yet, but they are 0-12 on the season. Then Soda's 0-1 in the conference, 5-4 on the season. Declo is 0-2 in the conference, 5-6 on the season, and Soda will travel to Declo on Saturday. Wendell is at Ambrose on Saturday. Malad's at Aberdeen tonight. Westside is got Declo down in Dayton tonight. Aberdeen is at Malad tonight. And then I got Declo at Westside. Take a look at the boys' state rankings. 3As, the Wendell Trojans are ranked number one. A three-way tie for second. St. Mary's Lumberjacks, the Declo Hornets, and the New Plymouth Pilgrims, all tied at second. Orofino is the Maniacs are rated number 5. Picking up votes, the Archers from Ambrose, Bulldogs from Ryrie, West J Panthers, Malad Dragons, North Fremont Huskies, almost everybody, the Panthers, Pirates of West Side, Nampa Christian Trojans, Marcin Huskies, and the Melba Mustangs. In the 2As, Kendrick, Tigers, are ranked number 1. Lakeside, the Knights from Plummer, Idaho. It's up in the Panhandle. They're ranked number 2. Lapway Wildcats are 3. Butte County Pirates from Arco, they are 4. Prairie Pirates are number 5. Picking up votes, Notice Pirates, Rimrock Raiders, Centennial Mustangs, Centennials in Boise. Well, it's actually Centennial Prep. Murtaugh Red Devils, Logo Knights, and the Grace Grizzlies picking up votes. Both teams coming off the floor. In the 6As, the rankings, it's the Boise Braves, 1, Owyhee Storm. They're from Meridian. Post Falls Trojans, Centennial Patriots, and the Meridian Warriors in the 6As. Picking up votes, Lake City, I think they're the Timberwolves, Cuna Cavemen, Capital Eagles, and Thunder Ridge Titans from Idaho Falls. 5A rankings go Preston Indians, Blackfoot Broncos, Twin Falls Bruins, Columbia Wildcats, and the Middleton Vikings. Just about ready to go for the second half. Picking up votes in the 5As, Lewiston Bengals, Skyview picked up votes. Bishop Kelly Knights, Pocatello Thunder, Burley Bobcats, and the Sand Point Bulldogs. We're ready to go. It'll be Grace's ball to begin the second half. Soda leads it 34-13. Ty Stoddard will get the ball into Anderson. We're underway in the third quarter. 34-13. Soda. Crossover dribble. That is Meekum. Shot is up. Junior battles for it. It was knocked out of his hands. And he said it belongs to Soda. Horsley gets the ball into Hanson. Hanson will bring it into the forecourt where he's picked up by Boston Stoddard to Mon. Mon back outside to Peterson. On the angle, Horsley drives, scoops it up, and he's fouled. They'll make it Hanson, and he was fouled. Caleb Hanson has 8 points. He's 0 for 1 from the free throw line, and that foul went against Keithan Edwards. That's his third. Take that back. Went against Hunsaker. That's his third. Shot is up by Hanson. That is good. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. One more. Shot up. And that one rims out. Horsley almost kept that alive. Hunsaker will get the ball up to Meekum. Meekum left side. Bounce pass back to Meekum. Horsley knocked it away. Ball is loose, but it's collected by Stoddard outside. Anderson drives down the left side. Cut off. Goes to Hunsaker. Hunsaker leans in. Nice rebound by Hunsaker over the top. And we got a foul on Soda. And I'm thinking that's Junior, and that's his third. Grace ball along their own baseline. It'll be Meekum. Comes way outside to Stoddard, almost over his head. Stoddard collects it outside. He'll get it to Anderson. Anderson has the ball taken away. Peterson. Long bounce pass to Mon. Mon goes in and scores. Nicely done. That's 11 points for Mon. Ball comes up to Hunsaker. Hunsaker drives in, one hand. We got a foul. And that foul. Wow, that's the fourth foul on Horsley. McAllister will come in for Junior Horsley. Grace ball. That's 2 fouls on Soda, 1 on Grace. Bounce pass goes into Stoddard. Shot from Ty Stoddard, no good. Over the top was Hunsaker, and they're going to say Soda knocked it out of bounds. Grace ball underneath their own basket. Meekum gets it into Anderson. Anderson drives to the middle of the paint, puts it up and in. 5 points for Bryson Anderson. 37-25 goes over the left angle to Hanson. Up top to Mon, right wing Hanson. Inside to Browning, bad pass is knocked away. That was in traffic. Ball was knocked away from Stoddard. Soda comes up with it. Pete drives in off the left side and he's fouled. 37-15, 2 minutes gone. And that's going to go against Hunsaker, and that's his fourth. That's big. And that'll put Peterson at the free throw line, his first trip. And Pete says for the first one, shot is good. We get one more. Checking in for Grace. Trayson King. Hunsaker will check out. 38-15. Soda with the lead. So Pete, one more. Got it. He tickles the twine with the second one. He has 5 points. A 3 and 2 for 2. Meekum fires it up the floor. No, they're going to call Peterson from behind. And that brought Tanner Myers off the bench. Looked like pretty good pick from here, but they called the foul. Haven't posted it yet. I think they called that on Pete, but the board doesn't show it. Anderson open three, got it. Bryson Anderson, his second three. He has all five of Grace's points here in the third quarter. Outside, goes over to the right angle to Mon. Mon crosses over, drives in, lays it up, too strong. Stoddard down with the rebound. 21-point lead. And what they say, Grace stepped on the baseline, it'll be Soda's ball. Caleb Hansen to inbound the ball. Comes in to Mon. Mon tried to take it in the air and put it up. Soda's been doing that a lot. Mon was fouled. I'm not sure if that's a percentage shot. I've seen a couple of them go in. It's pretty when it goes in. That foul was against Stoddard. Mon misses the first one. 21-point lead for Soda, 39-18. Mon for one more. That shot's up, dances on the rim. And down with the rebound is Boston Stoddard. Into the forecourt is Meekum across the top, almost over the head of Ty Stoddard. Stoddard from Anderson. High for the rebound is Browning. Browning trying to beat a double team in the backcourt, gets it into the forecourt, and went right down the middle of the paint. And we're going to call a jump ball. I thought Mon was going to get called for the personal, really aggressive, but they say he tied up the basketball. Should be Soda's ball. And at least that's the way the possession arrow points. Hansen to inbound the ball, comes into Browning. Browning, 15-footer, rattled around. Rebound come down to Hansen, and Hansen lays it in. He has 13 points. Anderson into the corner to Meekum. Back outside to Boston Stoddard. Meekum drives down the middle of the paint, puts it up. That's no good. Browning with the rebound, pushes it into the forecourt to Mon, and Mon scores. That is 13 points for Mon. Got a foul in the back court. That's Mon. That should be his third. Harrison will check in for Blake Mon. No pressure by the Cards. They go back on defense as the ball comes into Bryson Anderson. He'll walk it across the timeline back to Stoddard. High post to Meekum. Meekum's pretty tall. He is 6'2". Goes over left side. Anderson a three. Caroms around, no good. That went off a Soda. Either Hansen or Browning. They both had quick hands down there, but they couldn't control the rebound. Bowman comes in for Mackay Browning. Meekum to inbound the ball. Lob comes in, and Pete steals it out of the air. Peterson into the forecourt. Works to the angle right down the middle of the paint. Puts it up, laid it up short. Nice drive. Got caught on the rim. He was fouled. Pete will go to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 from the line. That foul went against Trayson King. That's his third. Colton Peterson puts the shot up. Whoa, nice soft touch. And actually just hung on the rim for a second, and then it dropped in. 44-18, Soda. And this is the junior varsity game. Second shot, that one's no good. Stoddard down with the Boston Stoddard. He'll clear it to Anderson. Anderson on the right angle. Peterson with a steal. Peterson going to take it in off the right side and scores. That's 8 points for Pete. Goes to Anderson across the top. Meekum trying to set up in the low blocks. Hansen knocks it away. Deep three by Stoddard, and Peterson down with the rebound. Pete will bring it into the forecourt. McAllister, and timeout. Soda. Tanner Myers wants to talk some things over. College going on. BYU just barely beat TCU at the Marriott Center last night. It was kind of an ugly game. 76-70. Cougars will travel to Lubbock on Saturday, face Texas Tech, and Utah will be at BYU next Saturday, the 24th. BYU beat Utah at the Huntsman Center, not by much. To come away with the win. Boise State, they are really struggling in the Mountain West. They are 1-5, 9-8 on the season. Utah State Aggies embarrassed them at Extra Mile Arena in Boise. And then the Bronx went down to the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. A little better, 89-85, UNLV Rebels. And tomorrow, Colorado State Rams will be in Boise. And Tuesday, the Broncos will be at Wyoming to face the Pokes. McAllister outside to Gonzalez. Bad pass picked off. And McAllister steals the ball. McAllister down the right side of the paint puts it up. And that was all iron on that one. A lead pass comes down to Anderson for Grace. Meekum from the corner, splash! 3:13 to go in the third. And there's Carter Meekum from the right corner. And there's a foul. And that should be Ty Stoddard's second. And there's 5 fouls on Grace, so it should be shooting. And that'll put Ethan Gonzalez at the free throw line. 3:05 to go in the third. Gonzalez too hard off the back of the rim. Ball come right back to him. He'll get one more. Second shot by Gonzalez. That one's off the heel of the basket too. Bowman come down with a rebound. Goes to McAllister to Bowman. Bowman over to Harrison on the left angle. Gets a pick from Lewis. Pick and roll not there. Meekum steals the ball away. You Meekum trailing referee right there. He didn't call it. What a nice 3-point shot by Meekum. And that's his second. 46-24, 22-point lead. Give and go down to Bowman. Back to McAllister. McAllister just inside the arc. Rattled around, popped out. McAllister had the rebound but threw it away. Grace has numbers. Meekum leans in and scores. And that is 8 points for Carter Meekum. Bowman to Gonzalez. Bowman threw the ball away. Bad pass. Meekum come up with it. Goes to Anderson. Anderson from the corner missed everything. And Stoddard. Boston Stoddard. There's 1 or 2 Stoddards in the Grace area. Bowman in this foot. Ooh, he walked. Yeah. Traffic cop right there. Drug his back pivot foot. Anymore, you just kind of have to wait and see what they see. I saw that yesterday. Wow, a 3-point shot. Grace is starting to light it up from the outside. Bryson Anderson. Ball taken away. Stoddard to Meekum. Ooh, Meekum drives hard. They're going to call a block on McAllister. McAllister took the worst of that one, but he really wasn't set. Didn't have position. Meekum just ran over the top of him. That'll put the 6'2" Carter Meekum at the free throw line. Shot is up, no good. He'll get one more. A minute 26 to go in the third quarter. Grace has played even third quarter. Second free throw is good. They've hit 4 threes in this quarter, 2 twos and one of two. And there's a foul. I think that's Boston Stoddard. Should be shooting. That's his second. Both teams in the bonus. And that'll put Harrison at the free throw line. Actually, Grace has really outscored Soda in this quarter. Harrison misses the first free throw. He'll get one more. Just, just a freshman. Second free throw. That one's no good, but McAllister with the rebound. Harrison, 3-point shot. Got it. Off the left wing. Anderson into the forecourt. Drives to the left elbow. Back outside. Stoddard leans in, and oh, that was down and come back out. McAllister, bad pass. Tried to throw it through traffic, and red jersey came up with it. Back outside, 45 seconds. Stoddard fakes the three, got Lewis off his feet. McAllister comes up with it, gets it to Lewis. Lewis to Harrison. Gonzalez puts it up, missed a chippy. Harrison comes down with it. Bowman a 3-point shot. That's off the heel of the basket. And I think they're going to get Lewis for the foul. Soda leads by 19. They had a 24-point lead. 30.1 seconds to go in the third quarter. Boston Stoddard hasn't scored yet. That foul is the second foul on Dawson McAllister. Stoddard for two. Shot is up, rattles around, dropped in. Shooter's touch. That's his first point. He'll get one more. McAllister. There's Stoddard make it. Second shot good. 2 points for Boston Stoddard. 25 seconds. Shot clock is off. Crossover dribble by Bowman to Lewis. McAllister, 3-point shot. Lewis battles for the rebound and gonna call a jump. And again, that's one of my pet peeves. Now the officials are talking to each other. I would have called that traveling. You have to have possession to make it a jump ball. Then after video review, they stick with their call, which I don't really think was correct. 49-32, 17-point lead. Grace is cut into a 24-point lead. 9 seconds. Ball goes out to Meekum. Meekum straight away. Deep 3-point shot. That caroms off. I think that went off of Grace at the buzzer. So at the end of the third quarter, Soda 49 and Grace 32. So Grace, they actually outplayed Soda in that third quarter. And they put up 19 points in that quarter. And Soda put up 15 points. So Grace outscored them by 4. And the third quarter score is the Soda Junior Varsity 49 and the Grace Junior Varsity 32. We got 1 quarter to go. Heading for the dressing room is Edwards, probably. I'm not sure if he's checking with Craig Richardson, the trainer. Craig does a great job helping both teams. I always see him before the gun. will come and introduce himself to the visiting team. And not unusual at all when somebody gets hurt to see Craig Richardson out there helping the other team. So the ball to begin the fourth quarter. Mon will get it into Peterson. Man defense by the Grizz. Goes to Hanson up top to Browning. Browning back to Hanson, covered by King. Goes to Peterson, backing it in. Peterson puts it up and scores. Into the forecourt is King. Back outside to Stoddard. King on the left angle. Good defense by Hanson. Goes over to Stoddard, down in the low blocks. Oh, shoot. Don't call a foul against Blake Mon. Not sure. I saw that one. I just saw Stoddard get his own feet tangled up and he hit the floor. King drives, running one-hander, no good. Ball is loose. Coming out there with it is Peterson, and he's fouled. They're going to call the foul on Trayson King. That's his fourth. So the ball comes into Peterson. Peterson into the forecourt, up near midcourt. Goes over the right angle to Mon. Mon fakes right, keeps it. Pete straight away. Kicks it out. Browning, three-point shot, rims out. Hanson high for the rebound, and he's fouled. Hanson will go to the free throw line. He is 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Has 13 points. That foul goes against Boston Stoddard. That is his third. Caleb Hanson for the Cards at the free throw line. Shot is up, rolls off the rim. He'll get one more. Caleb Hanson is a junior. Sets for the second shot. Hits the front of the rim. Stoddard falls down. They called that on junior. That's his fifth. And again, I didn't see that. I just saw Stoddard get his own feet tangled up, and he fell down. Ended up right on the back of his lap, and hardly any contact at all by Junior Horsley. Junior's going to foul out. He'll have to grab some pine with 6:50 to go in the ball game. Bounce pass comes in. Stoddard put the shot up, hit the side of the backboard. King from the free throw line. That's short off the rim. Comes outside to Stoddard. Stoddard inside to Hunsaker. Muscles his way in and scores. That's 9 points for Hunsaker. 51-34. Grace has been into this lead. Browning across the top over to Peterson on the left angle. Working against King. Bounce pass, dangerous pass. Hanson comes up with it. Hanson turns, shoots, no good. Pete tries to save it, but he was out of bounds. Grace's ball, they can cut into this lead a little bit more. It'll be Ty Stoddard into the forecourt, across the top to King. King drives to the free throw line. Stoddard. Hunsaker drives in, scores, and he's fouled. That foul, I believe, was against Browning. Hunsaker, for a big guy, he's really got some good footwork. That's Browning's third. Hunsaker for 1. Shot is up, no good. High for the rebound, Caleb Hanson. Hanson up top between the circles, left side to Colton Peterson. Again, that no-look stuff, I hate it. Comes back out to Caleb Hanson. I can hear my coach in my ear. I did it. Hanson drives in and scores. Coach Ingersoll, that's not a pass. That's a turnover. Sit down. Comes back outside to Stoddard. Stoddard to Hunsaker. Wow, Hunsaker really pushed off on Browning. The ball goes out of bounds. belonged to Grace on the side. 53-36, the Soda Junior Varsity. Comes outside to Stoddard, drives, throws up a wild shot. High for the rebound is Mackay Browning, and he's fouled. And that's the fifth foul on Hunsaker. So he fouls out. He'll have to grab some pine for the last 5:17 to go in the ball game. Soda's ball, 94 feet away. 3 team fouls apiece. Mon will bring it into the forecourt. Mon up top between the circles, cross the top over to Peterson on the left angle. Goes underneath. Browning fakes and scores. Browning has 8 points. The ball comes in to Ty Stoddard to Meekum. Meekum drives, lost the handle on it, taken away by Browning. Browning into the forecourt. Stops up top. McAllister open three, missed everything. Mon saves it to Browning. Browning, an 18-footer, got it off the left wing. 57-36. Soda padded the lead a little bit more here in the fourth quarter. Outside is Meekum, a deep shot. Mackay Browning, long lead pass is picked off by King. I think they're going to call Mon for the foul. That Blake Bond, that'll be his fifth. Harrison will check in for Mon. Grace's ball. The other end of the court, Bowman set to check in. Ball comes into Ty Stoddard, who brings it into the forecourt. Stoddard on the right angle, drives to the baseline, puts up about a 12-footer along the baseline, and Harrison just kicked the ball. Peterson comes up with it, and we got it, one of the Grizz. Ty Stoddard looks like he rolled an ankle. Well, that's not good. Can't put his right foot down on the floor, and that's a bad one. And Stoddard will have to come out. Coach Kevin Smith checking Ty Stoddard. Well, we've had a little bit of that, girls and boys. And of course, we're missing McWilliams, who rolled his ankle against Salmon. Bowman will check in for Peterson. Lewis will check in. I'm not sure who came out. No, Browning. 4:03 to go in the junior varsity game. Soda leads it by 21, 57-36. Soda ball on the side. Harrison gets it into Bowman. Bowman drives to the right angle, up top to Harrison. Driving in, McAllister missed a good shot off the left side. Long lead pass down to Meekum. Meekum, good fake, puts it up, missed the layup, put it up again, and he was fouled. Carter Meekum will go to the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 from the line. That foul was against Bowman, his first. Carter Meekum, a 6'2" sophomore. He misses the first one. He'll get one more. Meekum for the second shot. And that one's good. Bowman driving into the forecourt. Soda up by 20. Bowman backdoor. McAllister missed it. Back to Bowman on the angle. Bowman drive. Ooh, he walked. Yeah, he did. Gonzalez will check in for McAllister. 3:31 to go in the ball game. Soda up by 20. We've had as much as a 24-point lead. Grace closed it down to about 15 in the third quarter. King drives in, scoops it up. Oh, you can't do that. They called double dribble, and I know that wasn't, they don't do that. It wasn't a makeup. King went out of bounds, come back in, was the first one to touch it. And that's a violation. Pick up top, Gonzalez, pick and roll, drop it underneath to Harrison. Harrison drives under the basket, puts up about a 19-footer, had his feet on the arc, and Stoddard down with the rebound for the Grizz. Needs some help, gets it up to Meekum. 2:50 to go. Meekum banked it in, deep three, and that is his third three-point shot. Bowman outside. Ooh, beautiful pass inside to Lewis, and Meekum blocks Lewis's shot. Gonzalez helps him up. That foul should go against Meekum. No. Got 11 on the board. That would be Hardy. I want to see Hardy out there. Lewis at the free throw line. Shot is up and good. Beautiful free throw shot by Tragan Lewis. He is 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Second shot, high shot, no good. Lewis tried to run down his own rebound. King beat him to it, and Lewis with the foul. 5 fouls against Soda. That should be shooting. Look over here. We'll walk down, and Meekum will shoot free throws. No, not Meekum. Gonna be King. He hasn't scored tonight. Shot is up, good. He tickles the twine with the first one. He'll get one more. Second free throw, short off the rim. Bowman collects the rebound. Bowman, lead pass to Harrison, back to Bowman, pick and roll. Bowman drives, gives it to Lewis. Lewis, right in the middle of the paint, missed everything. King, back the other way. Goes over to Hardy. Meekum over the top of Bowman, gets the rebound. Harrison knocks it away from Meekum. Smart play by Harrison as he knocks the ball off of Meekum out of bounds. 58-41. Soda. 2:05 to go in the junior varsity game. Bowman outside, goes to Gonzalez. 18-footer, got it. Gonzalez off the right wing, about 2 feet inside the arc. Meekum straight away over to King. King on the wing, puts a shot up. That's a little long. And Lewis down with the rebound. Long lead pass down to Harrison. Harrison in the corner. Goes to Gonzalez. Bowman drives. Running one-hander, got it. Isaiah Bowman with his first two. 62-41. 21-point lead. Meekum a deep three. Got it. Wow, that is Meekum's fourth three-point shot. Bowman a three-point shot. Then Isaiah Coleman answers with a three. 65-44. Under a minute to go. Soda up by 21. Meekum another deep three. Somebody needs to get a hand in his face. That's his fifth three. Bowman a three, that's short. And Meekum down with the rebound. 40 seconds to go in the game. Meekum into the forecourt. He's feeling it. Crossover dribble, kick it to King. King missed everything on the three-point shot. Come right down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez just about walked. Gets it up to Lewis. Lewis to Bowman. 20 seconds. Shot clock is off. Soda can just dribble it out. Leading by 18. 10 seconds. Gonzalez just holds on the right wing. 8 seconds. Grace is walking to the bench. That's going to be the final score. Soda 65. Grace 47. We'll have the varsity game coming right up. Give me a second. I'll add up the scoring. Okay, just about got Grace. Hang with me. Okay, I've got the Grizz. Give me a second. I'll add up soda. Working on soda. Just about. I had a discrepancy. I found it. And soda, they could shoot a little better from the free throw line. Fouls just about even. Grace committed 21. Soda committed 20. Okay, I got it. For the Grizzlies, Cade Kimball, 2 points, hit a two in the first quarter. Tate Stoddard with 19. Oh, that's wrong. Stoddard didn't score. It was Carter Meekum with 19 points, had 5 threes, a two, and was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That was all in the second half. Trey King had 1 point on 1 of 2. Boston Stoddard, 2 points on 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 1 point for Keithan Edwards on 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 11 points for Bryson Anderson on 3 threes and a two. He was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Rhett Hunsaker with 11 points. He fouled out of the ball game. He had 4 twos and was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Grace hit on 8. Didn't add that up. 8 of 16 from the free throw line, committed 21 fouls. For Soda, Makai Browning, 10 points. He had 2 threes, 2 for 2. From the free throw line, 8 points. Caleb Hansen, what am I thinking? 16, no, 15 points for Caleb Hansen. He had 6 twos and was 1 of 5 from the free throw line. 13 points for Blake Mon. He had 4 twos and was 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Junior Horsley with 1 point on 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Tragan Lewis, 1 of 2, 2 of 4 make it from the free throw line. Dawson McAllister hit a bucket for 2 points. Isaiah Bowman hit a 3 and a 2 for 5 points. Colton Peterson had a 3, 2 twos, and was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 10 points for Pete. Harrison hit a 3 and a 2, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line for 5 points. And Ethan Gonzalez hit a basket for 2 points. He was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Soder was 10 of 27 from the free throw line. So they got to put up about 11 more free throws, but they really didn't cash them in. Soda 10 of 27. They committed 20 fouls. At the end of the first quarter, Soda led it by 5. It was 17-12. Then a big second quarter for the Cards as they put up 17 points to just 1 for Grace. Soda outscoring the Grizz by 16 in that second quarter for a halftime score of 34-13. Third quarter, Grace outscored Soda by 4, 19-15, and it was 49-32. The end of 3. Final quarter, Soda outscored Grace by 1, 16-15. Final score, Soda Junior Varsity 65 and the Grace Junior Varsity 47. Grace does not have a C team, so we started a little later, just the junior varsity. Got both varsity warming up. Give me just a second. I think, let me look at my notes. Records are fairly similar. Grace comes in 4-8. Have wins over Aberdeen twice, Warland, Wyoming, and Liberty Charter. Their losses came to West Side, Bear Lake twice, Malad twice, Riverton, Wyoming, Mountain View, Wyoming, and Rich County, Utah. So they've got Soda tonight. Raft River will be in Grace on Saturday. Then next Wednesday, the Grizz will be at West Side. And then next Thursday, the Grizz will travel up to Arco to face the Butte County Pirates. Have a rematch with Grace at Grace on Tuesday, January 27th. In the conference, Butte County, the Pirates lead the very tiny conference. Butte County is 8-3. Grace is 4-8. And Alturas Prep, the Pumas out of Idaho Falls, they are 0-7. Soda comes in 0-1 in the conference, 5-4 on the season. Grace tonight, coming off a win against Salmon, 60-30. Saturday, the Cards traveled to Declo. Next Wednesday, Cards will be at Malad. Next Friday, Cards will be at Westside. And then Tuesday, January 27th, Cards will be back at Grace. So they have 4 games on the road. Thursday, January 29th, Aberdeen Tigers will be here. Then it'll be a rematch with Declo Saturday, 31st. Games tonight, boys. Malad is at Aberdeen. North Gym is up in DuBois. Face the Clark County Bobcats. Teton, the Timberwolves, are down in Montpelier to face the Bears. Ryrie Bulldogs are in Firth. West J is at North Fremont. Marsh Valley is at South Fremont. Filer travels across the state to face Sugar. They'll face the Diggers. Declan will be at West Side. Soda Winds come over Parma, Bear Lake twice, Salmon twice. Losses came to New Plymouth, West J, American Falls, and West Side. In the conference, Wendell leads the conference 2-0, 11-1 overall. That one loss came against Filer in Salt Lake City in overtime. That'd be fun playing the Delta Center. Malad's 1-0, 8-7 on the season. West Side in the conference is 1-1, 7-5 overall. Aberdeen hasn't played a conference game. They are 0-12 on the season. Then it's Soda, 0-1 in the conference, 5-4 overall. And then Declan, 0-2 in the conference, 5-6 overall. In the conference, Wendell is at Ambrose on Saturday. Malad is at Aberdeen tonight. Westside is they've got Declan and Dayton tonight. Aberdeen is at Malad tonight, and Declan, I think I got that, was at Westside. Just about ready for pregame activities. We'll turn it over to the golden tones of Jeff Horsley. Let me see if I can get my old body up.
The Student Advisory Council and the statewide Sportsmanship Committee remind you that sportsmanship is an expectation, not a suggestion. Your cooperation and support of the values of respect and good citizenship are appreciated. Please be an example to those around you. Cheer loud, cheer proud, and cheer for your team. We'd also like to thank all of our athletic sponsors and Idaho's Dairy Farm Families and Dairy West as official sponsor of the Idaho High School Activities Association. Thank you, Dairy West. Tonight's featured sponsor is A+ Contractors. Thank you, A+, for your support of athletics at Soda Springs High School. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with our national anthem. The Soda Springs High School cheerleaders will bring honor and attention to the colors.
They will retire the colors, and we'll have our starting lineups. First, the Grizz. Cade Kimball will get the start for Grace. Gavin Draper. Number 14 would be Brody Smith. Number 24 is Chase Smith. And 6'6", senior Parker Rose. They'll turn the lights out for the soda starters. Can't see a thing. It's really dark in here. Check under the bed, see if we got any monsters. Now, Leonard, is probably the usual suspects starting for soda, except Connor McWilliams, who will be out for about a month. And these flashlights, Cooper Thompson, senior. Gavin Hansen, a senior. Logan Miller, 6'7", senior. Jackson Horsley. And Preston Osborne. Cards are under the direction of head coach Tom Fusil. The Grizz are under the direction of head coach Rory Lloyd. We are ready to go. I mentioned in the JV game, I have a lot of connections down the Graceway. My mother was born and raised just south of Grace in Lego. Miller, tip comes down, is controlled by Yost. Ball will come back to Draper. Draper into the forecourt. Over to Kimball. Kimball on the left angle, working against Cooper Thompson. Will get the ball to Smith. Smith will leave it for Draper. Back over to Kimball. Goes on the right angle to Smith. Ball knocked away. Taken back by Grace. And leading in off the left side, Soda a little careless with the basketball. And Grace scores. 2-0 Grizz. Preston Osborne on the angle. Ooh, just about threw that away. Goes to Miller. Thompson outside. Works off the left wing. Just about lost the handle on it. Jackson Horsley to Gavin Hansen. Give him go inside. Shot up and good by Horsley. Back the other way. Draper to Smith. Smith up top straight away will get the ball to Chase Smith. Driving off the left side. Draper cut off by Horsley. Gets the ball to Kimball. Kimball just about had it picked. Yost deep. And Preston Osborne this time the rebound. And there's a foul from behind. First foul of the evening. And that is going to go against Chase Smith. Horsley will make it Gavin Hansen into the forecourt. Preston Osborne to Miller. Miller looking, needs some help, puts the ball on the floor. 6'7" point guard. Gets it back outside to Gavin Hansen. Hansen gets a pick and roll, wasn't there. Cooper Thompson, deep three, off the rim, and the rebound comes down to Yost. Yost will get it off to Smith. Smith will leave it for Draper. 2-2. Just underway. Kimball back up top. They work at the Draper. Inside. Ball goes to Chase Smith. The ball is kicked loose. And Kimber tried to run it down, but he stepped on the baseline. Tied it to Soda with the ball on the side. Cooper Thompson moves up the line a little bit, throws it into the back court to Gavin Hansen. Cooper Thompson off the right angle, dumps it to Horsley. Horsley scores. He has 4 points. Into the forecourt, Gavin Draper down in the low block. Shot is up and good by Chase Smith, 6'2" senior. Thompson back the other way over to Gavin Hansen. Hansen, nice defense by Grace. Ball comes up top to Preston Osborne to Cooper Thompson. Thompson behind the free throw line, got it. 6-4. Soda up by 2. Into the forecourt is Gavin Draper. Draper up top between the circles, working against, nice backdoor pass. Kimball missed the layup. Cooper Thompson back the other way. Down the left side, triple team. Gavin Hansen scores from the left elbow. Timeout. Grace. Rory Lloyd calls timeout. Soda up by 4, 8-4. Take a look at college real quickly. Number 11, BYU. Ugly game last night at the Marriott Center in Provo. I've been games in there, kind of fun. Big arena. They beat TCU, the Horned Frogs, 76-70. They are at Texas Tech in Lubbock to face the Red Raiders on Saturday. Then Utah will be at BYU following Saturday on the 24th. Boise State struggling in the Mountain West, just 1-5. They're 9-8 on the season. They've got Colorado State in Boise at Extra Mile Arena tomorrow. And Boise will travel to Wyoming next Tuesday. Draper into the forecourt. Stops on the wing. Got it to Smith. Smith lost the ball, and then Grace got it back. Smith tries to drive against Thompson. Tough defense. Kicks it out to Yost. Yost over the left side. They work it to Smith. Smith up top to Gavin Draper. He's covered by Preston Osborne. They'll leave it for Kimball. Driving and driving. Parker Yost. 2-point game. Gavin Hansen will walk it into the forecourt. Over to Osborne. Osborne back up top to Jackson Horsley. He works it over to Hansen on the right angle. Hansen crossover dribble, leaves it on a back door. Preston Osborne up and under, missed it. Grace can tie or take the lead. Comes outside to Smith. Smith will leave it for Gavin Draper, 8-6. Kimball high post to Yost. Yost turns, shoots, and banks it in. That was from the free throw line. 8-8. We're all tied up. Cooper Thompson works around a Miller pick. 18-footer drops in just inside the arc. Soda takes a 2-point lead. Draper into the forecourt straight away. Gets a pick from Smith. Smith drives in the paint, leans in, puts it up, and Cooper Thompson knocks it out. Checking in for Soda will be Martinson and Harrison. Miller and Osborne will check out. 10-8. Soda with a 2-point lead. Grace with the ball. Comes into Yost. He'll leave it for Smith. Deep shot by Smith. Oh, Yost over the top. I would blow the whistle on that one. And the ball is stolen away, and that's probably a foul on Gavin Draper. You've probably heard me say that over the back. I'm told it's not a foul unless you make contact. And you can't go over the back unless you're 7 feet tall without making contact. Harrison on the right angle, bad pass, knocked out of bounds by Brody Smith. Sort with the ball in a 2-point lead. They have the balls on the opposite side. Cooper Thompson, fronted by Kimball, comes into the back court to Gavin Hansen, back to Coop. Coop up top between the circles, working against Kimball. Bad pass picked off by Yost. Yost goes in, he went to dunk it and missed the dunk. Ball is loose, shot is up and in. Soda again, a little flat-footed. Yost went for the dunk and missed it. 10-10, 2:10 to go in the first quarter. Cooper Thompson deep three, missed everything. Ball hit the baseline, and it'll be Grace's ball. Grizz can take the lead with 2:03 to go in the first quarter. It'll be Gavin Draper. He'll bring the ball into the fourth court. Picked up by Martinson, over to Kimball. Kimball on the left wing, drops it down to Smith in the corner. Yost from the free throw line, no good. Gavin Hansen down with the rebound for the Cards. Hansen, shots from the side, rattled around by Horsley, popped out. Yost down with a rebound for Grace. He'll clear it to Chase Smith. Smith to Brody Smith. Lloyd back outside, 1:20 to go. First quarter, we're tied at 10. Kimball over to Chase Smith underneath. And we've got a foul against Soto. Foul is going to go against Harrison. First foul against the Cards. Grace will have the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. Kimball will check in for Chase Smith. Draper got the ball in, left wing, 3-point shot. Nice box off by Grace, but Horsley went up, hooked pass, they hook it into Martinson. Shot is up from the side, no good. Cooper Thompson tried to keep it alive, but Grace comes down with it into the fourth court. Soto bailed them out. Keaton Edwards, a wild shot. And that foul's going to go against Thompson. Should have just let that one go. That was an ugly shot by Edwards. He'll go to the free throw line. He can give Grace the lead. Shot is up. Off the heel of the basket. No good. He'll get one more. Preston Osborne checks in for Gavin Hansen. Keaton Edwards, 5'8" junior, at the free throw line for Rory Lloyd's Grizzlies. Second shot, that was no good, but ball ripped away by Hansen, ripped it away from Yost. Cooper Thompson drives to the baseline, drives in, hit Harrison right in the nose. Harrison got it back. Martinson, 15-footer, that's no good. Cooper Thompson with a rebound, hooks it into Martinson. Bad pass by Martinson, but it's saved. 3-point shot by Horsley is good. Soda takes a 3-point lead. 25 seconds. Outside is Gavin Draper. Draper works to the left wing, covered by Martinson. Draper, a 6'1" senior, and we got another foul. And with 18 seconds, that's going to go against Soda's Martinson. Grace with the ball along their own baseline, drops it into Smith outside. Edwards drives, 3-point shot. Brody Smith, we're tied at 13. 6 seconds, 4 seconds. Coop pulls up, 18 feet. Got it, Cooper Thompson, just inside the arc. And that's the end of the first quarter. Soda leads it by 2, 15-13. We got Boise and BYU. Utah State ranked number 23. Um, they beat the Wolfpack of Nevada Reno 71-64 in the Spectrum. They traveled to Phoenix to face the Lopes, Grand Canyon, on Saturday. In the Mountain West, Utah State leads the Mountain West, followed by San Diego State, New Mexico, Nevada, and then Grand Canyon. Idaho, 2-1 in the Big Sky, 9-8 on the season, lost to the Grizz of Montana, and then they beat the Bobcats of Montana State. They are at Idaho State in Pocatello tonight. Then they'll travel to Ogden to the D Event Center to face the Wildcats of Weber State. I've done a lot of games in the Purple Palace, Weber. Nice arena. They treat you so well. They have what they call their red coats that handle the ushering. Ooh, big contact there. Underneath, Johnson from Martinson scores Horsley with 9 points. Ball comes up the floor, comes up to Edwards. Outside, Draper. Draper on the angle against Horsley. 17-13. 3-point shot outside, splash! Gavin Draper. And it's a 1-point game, 17-16. Gavin Hansen over to Cooper Thompson. Gets a pick from Horsley. Falling down was Kimball. Martinson back to Coop. Goes to Gavin Hansen. Man defense by the Grizz. Hansen straight away against Draper. Drives, puts it up from the free throw line. That rims out. And knocking it out of bounds was Chase Smith. Minnesota's ball along their own baseline. Cooper Thompson, he'll be fronted by Edwards. Make it Kimball. And we got a foul away from the ball. And that's going to go against Jackson Horsley. I hate that cheer. You can't do that. Okay, whatever. Draper, Yost along the baseline. That caroms out. Cooper Thompson with the rebound. And a no look over to Preston Osborne. He comes back out to Thompson. Jackson Horsley, 3-point shot, drilled it. That is his second three. Soda leads 20-16. We're in the second quarter. Draper outside along the baseline. Kimball. Then to Smith. Ooh, that'll be Cooper Thompson's second foul. And that'll put Smith at the free throw line. No, that's just his first. No, that's two. Board shows one. I've got him for two. Chase Smith at the free throw line. 6'2" senior. Shot is up, off the heel of the basket, went straight up in the air and missed. Checking in is Bryson Anderson. Fort Grace checking out Cade Kimball. Chase Smith has 4 points. He'll get one more free throw. 20-16. Soda leads by 4. Grace shot up. That one's good. 3-point lead for the Cards as Cooper Thompson pushes it hard into the forecourt. He'll back it out. No look pass just about missed Gavin Hansen. Hansen drives to the baseline, back to Horsley Martinson. Comes to Cooper Thompson. Thompson drives in with the left hand. I think that was partially blocked. Chase Smith for the Grizz down with the rebound off to Draper. 3-point shot. Wow, they are really letting Grace go up over the top. And they call their jump ball. Possession belongs to Grace. Harrison checks in for Soda. Martinson checks out. Draper to inbound the ball. Ball comes in underneath, shot up, and Yost missed the layup. Gavin Hansen, bad pass, threw it behind Osborne, and it'll belong to the Grizz. 20-17. The ball comes in from Edwards to Gavin Draper. He'll bring it into the forecourt. Hansen will pick him up. High post to Smith. Driving hard. Kicks it outside. Goes to Anderson. Back to Draper. Inside. Nice give and go and layup for Yost. Defense broke down for the Cards. Cardinals up by 1. 20-19. Gavin Hansen, 18-footer. That's off the rim. Yost down with a rebound. Grace can take the lead. Off to Edwards. Edwards to Draper. Left wing is Smith. Ball knocked away by Harrison. Harrison tried to run it down in the back court. Can't catch up to it. And it'll belong to the Grizz. Checking in for Grace, Cade Kimball. Meller off the bench for Soda, and he'll check in for Preston Osborne. 5 minutes to go until halftime. Ball comes in to Kimball. Kimball up top between the circles. High post to Smith. Try to backdoor. Gavin Hansen picked it off. Up to Harrison. Harrison leans in. They call an offensive foul. Wow. I wouldn't have called that way at all. Grace didn't have position, and they kind of went under Harrison, and he picks up his second foul. Martinson will check in for Harrison, but they call the offensive foul. So it'll be Grace's ball, chance to take the lead again. Cade Kimball will bring it across the timeline, picked up by Cooper Thompson. Left side on the wing. It goes. Anderson, Cooper Thompson just about knocked the ball away, dives for it. It's loose, and Smith comes up with it for Grace. Smith right down bloody nose lane, missed the layup. Soda comes up with the ball. Up the floor, Cooper Thompson. No, look underneath to Browning. What a pass. And Browning scores. Goes over to the right side. Browning knocks the ball away from Bryson Anderson. Checking back in, Gavin Draper. Checking out for the Grizz is Edwards. Grace ball along their own baseline, behind by 3. 22-19. Checking in for the Grizz is Brody Smith. Brody is a 6'2" senior. Draper along the Grace baseline gets it outside to Smith. Smith across the top to Kimball. Kimball lost the handle on it. Outside shot is up. That missed everything. Wow. I got to stop watching the game because I just don't see what they see. Grace knocked that out of bounds. They'll have the ball along their own baseline. Comes inside to Kimball. Kimball kicks it out to Smith behind the back. Yost drives in against Miller. Missed it. And they're going to say Grace touched it. So sold out by 3 with the basketball in the back court. It'll be Browning to inbound the ball. Comes into Gavin Hansen. Hansen will walk it into the forecourt. The pass almost picked off by Kimball. Cooper Thompson double team. Lost it along the baseline, but they say Grace knocked it out. Soda ball underneath their own basket. Cooper Thompson will inbound the ball. He'll be fronted by Kimball. Thompson outside to Gavin Hansen. 3:30 to go in the first half. Hansen drives down. 4 points for Gavin Hansen. Kimball brings it into the forecourt for the Grizz, works to the left side. Bounce pass to Yost along the baseline. Yost puts it up, rolled across the rim, dropped off. Miller with the rebound. Gets it to Thompson. Goes over to Horsley. 3-point shot. That's short off the rim. Yost will run it down. Gets it to Smith up the court. Kimball. Uh, Kimball drove it in off the left side. Hanson has a bemused look on his face. Kimball hit the bottom of the backboard. That's 4 fouls on Soda in this quarter. None on Grace. Kimball at the free throw line. Shot is up and no good. Second foul on Gavin Hanson. Kimball, one more. He can cut it to 4. It's a 5-point lead. Kimball shot up. That one's no good. High for the rebound is Browning. Long lead pass to Cooper Thompson. Thompson drives and is fouled. Well, they got the second one. Checking in will be Osborne. Gavin Hanson, they'll check him out so he doesn't pick up his third foul. That foul went against Kimball. That's his second. Cooper Thompson to inbound the ball. Soda lines it up along the left side of the paint. Comes into Jackson Horsley, guarded. Comes into Miller. Did he score that or was that under the net? Foul is going to go against Brody Smith. That's his first. I think that went up through the basket. Miller will get 2 free throws. 6'7" senior. Shot is up and short off the front of the rim. 2:46 to go. In the first half, Soda up by 5, 24-19. Shot is up. Second one is good. So he's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Soda up by 6. Into the forecourt is Draper. Over to Kimball. Kimball straight away. Goes to the right wing to Draper to Yost. Little weave right down the right side of the paint. That's no good. Miller down with the rebound. Lead pass comes down to Horsley. And Horsley has a shot blocked. He had a layup. Gavin Draper really closed in on Horsley and blocked the shot. Cooper Thompson will inbound the ball along the Soda baseline. He'll be fronted by Cade Kimball. The ball comes way outside to Miller. Miller to Browning on the right angle. Back to Preston Osborne. 2:15 to go in the first half. Cooper Thompson outside, working against Kimball between the circles. Gets a pick from Miller. Pick and roll wasn't there. Cross court to Browning. Browning on the right wing leaves it to Preston Osborne. Back outside, Coop. 3-point shot off the heel of the basket. High for the rebound is Chase Smith for Grace. Bounce pass into Yost. Yost puts up a left-handed shot, no good. Cooper Thompson down to the rebound. Thompson down the middle of the paint. Moves it up with the left hand and scores. 8 points for Coop. And it's an 8-point lead. Goes outside to Draper. Draper an open 3 straight away, no good. Mackay Browning for Soda down with the rebound. Cooper Thompson goes in with the left hand, ends up on the back of his lap. Back the other way. Browning blocked the shot, but Brody Smith got it back and lays it in. Comes into Jackson Horsley. Horsley up top between the circles. 27-21 Soda. A minute to go in the half. Miller outside. Ball almost knocked away from Thompson. Thompson against Kimball. Kimball again. Thompson, 3-point shot. Got it off the left angle. 30-21. 40 seconds to go. Comes into Yost. He got away from Miller. And Yost has 6 points. 30-27. 30 seconds to go. Just about 4 or 5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Thompson outside against Kimball. Kimball is 5'6". Osborne. Horsley, 3-point shot. That's no good. Osborne comes in and follows it back up and in. 32-23. Full court pressure, 2 seconds. The three-quarter court shot off the ceiling by Brody Smith, and that is halftime. Soda outscored Grace 17-10 in that quarter. Let me add up scoring for you. We'll be back for halftime. Gavin Draper with 5 points, hit a 3 and a 2. 7 points for Brody Smith. He hit a 3 and 2 twos. Chase Smith with 5 points on 2 twos and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Parker Yost with 6 points on 3 twos. And that's it. Keithan Edwards, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Cade Kimball, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Grace hit on 1 of 6 from the free throw line, committed 5 personal fouls. For Soda, Cooper Thompson with 11 points. 4 points for Gavin Hansen on 2 twos. Coop had a 3 and 4 twos. So Logan Miller, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Preston Osborne hit a 2 for 2 points. 2 points for Makai Browning, hit a basket. And Horsley hit 2 threes and 3 twos for 12 points. Soda just had 2 free throws on the first half, 1 of 2. Committed 7 personal fouls. Into the first quarter, Soda led it by 2. It was 15-13. Then Soda outscoring Grace 17-10 in the second quarter. Outscored them by 7. And they have a 9-point lead here at halftime, 32-23. I can't hear the PA with his headset on. Not sure. Got a drill team working hard. And I would say they're high school, but when they performed at halftime of the JV game, they kind of looked like middle school kids. College playoffs, it'll be championship Miami against Indiana. The Hurricanes beat Ole Miss 31-27. And Indiana was all over Oregon 56-22. So Monday at Hard Rock Stadium in the Miami Gardens, it's where the Dolphins play the NCAA football championship. That'll be at 5:30. The NFL playoffs this weekend, Saturday, the Bills will be in Denver to face the Broncos. That'll be at 2:30. 49ers will be in Seattle to face the Seahawks. On Sunday, Texans will be at the Patriots at 1 o'clock. And the Rams be at the Bears at 4:30. NFL games, just awesome. Normally, I like college way better than NFL, but there was good games. The only blowout was the Texans over the Steelers, 30-6. It was the Rams in the last 30 seconds beating the Panthers 34-31. Bears came back from behind, beat the Packers 31-27. Bills in a good one over the Jaguars 27-24. 49ers beat the Eagles in the last quarter 23-19. And it was the Patriots over the Chargers 16-3. Utah Jazz, they just barely lost in Chicago last night. Are 25-14. And the Celtics 24-15. And I just have to get this in. Utah Tech. It'll always be Dixie's, not Utah Tech. It's not the Trailblazers. Utah, there's signs. I'm looking. Utah Tech 9-9. They are at UT Arlington tonight. They are in the Western Athletic Conference, which has changed its name, 10 times? The original conference was BYU and Utah, Arizona, Arizona State. Now they're kind of spread all over the map in smaller schools. Tarleton State will be at St. George in the Burns Arena. It's not the Burns Arena, it's the Dixie Center. That'll be Saturday. And then Utah Tech will be at Cal Baptist on Wednesday. And then the big one, the Southern Utah Thunderbirds from Cedar City. Big rivalry. They'll be at Burns Arena next Saturday. Boys rankings, 3A. Sorry, I'm getting weird texts. That's my phone you can hear. It is laughing at me. 3A Wendell is number one. Then there's a three-way tie for second. St. Mary's, the Lumberjacks, Decla Hornets, and the New Plymouth Grims, all tied for second. And fifth is Orofino, the Maniacs, picking up votes. The Archers of Ambrose, Bulldogs of Ryrie, West J Panthers, Malad Dragons. In fact, Ambrose, they are from Meridian. North Fremont Huskies, West Side Pirates, Nampa Christian Trojans, Marsing Huskies, and the Melba Mustangs. In the two ways, it goes Kendrick, the Tigers, Lakeside Knights. They are from Plummer, Idaho, which is way up in the Panhandle. Lapway is third, Lapway Wildcats, Butte County Pirates. Got three Pirates here. Butte County is ranked fourth. Prairie Pirates are ranked fifth. And picking up votes, the Notice Pirates for Rimrock also picked up votes. They're the Raiders. Centennial Prep, they're from Boise. Mustangs picked up votes. The Murtaugh Red Devils, Logos Knights, and the Grace Grizzlies picked up votes. In your 6As, it goes Boise Braves, Owyhee Storm. Owyhee is from Meridian. Post Falls Trojans, Centennial Patriots. I've done games at Centennial. And then the Meridian Warriors, Lake City Timberwolves. They picked up votes. Lake City. They're up by Coeur d'Alene. And Cuna, Cavemen, Capital Eagles, and the Thunder Ridge Titans all picked up votes in the 6As. 5A's, Preston Indians, Blackfoot Broncos, Twin Falls Bruins, Columbia Wildcats, and the Middleton Vikings. Picking up votes in the 5A's, Bengals of Lewiston, Skyview picked up votes. Bishop Kelly Knights, Pocatello Thunder, Burley Bobcats, and the Sandpoint Bulldogs. The 4A's go Sugar, Diggers, Coal Valley Christian, the Chargers, Teton Timberwolves, Marsh Valley, the Eagles are ranked 4th, and the Snake River Panthers are 5th. American Falls, the Beavers picked up votes. Gooding Senators with votes. McCall Donnelly, the Vandals picked up votes. Badgers of Bonners Ferry also picked up votes. So the ball to begin the second half. Ball comes in to Gavin Hansen. Right side to Cooper Thompson. Back outside to Miller. Goes to Gavin Hansen. 3-point shot by Hansen. Caroms off. Miller got the rebound. Miller needs some help. Gets it up top to Jackson Horsley. Cooper Thompson fakes a deep three, and he just got his pocket picked by Kimberly. And then Thompson from behind blocks Kimberly's shot. He's going to get called for the foul. Not a lot of contact on that one. Second foul on Koo. And that'll put Cade Kimball at the free throw line. 2-2. He's 0 for 2 from the line. Shot is up good. Right down to the bottom of the well. He'll get one more. Kimball, you got him listed at 6 foot. No way. He's like 5'7". Second shot. That one trickles over the rim and drops in. 32-25, 7-point lead for Soda. Cooper Thompson outside working against Kimball. Goes over to Osborne. Back inside Thompson. Thompson has the ball taken away. Taken away by Edwards. Goes over to Kimball. Back outside to Draper. Straight away to Edwards. Yost will get it back to Edwards. Over to Smith. He drives and oh, wow. Oh, wow. You got to be kidding me. That foul is going to go against Gavin Hansen. That's his third. No way. Grace ball out underneath her own basket. Martinson will check in for Gavin Hansen. Grace ball along their own baseline. Ball comes in to Yost, kicks it outside. 3-point shot off the rim. Wow, call something. Kimball way over the back of Martinson. Soda comes up with the ball. Thompson, Tristan Osborne, pick and roll. It was there. They just didn't get the pass away. Thompson drives. Thompson, for the third time, has the ball taken out of his hands. Grace back the other way. Draper. Draper on the left angle, and bad pass picked off by Thompson. Thompson drives it into the forecourt. Preston Osborne, that's off the rim, and high for the rebound is Gavin Draper. Into the forecourt. Goes to Smith. Shot is up. No good. And Landon Martinson down with the rebound. Lead pass to Thompson. Thompson on the left wing. Crossover. Drives in and he's fouled. Write that down. Make a note. 6:01. Cooper Thompson is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. That foul was against Draper. His first. Lefty puts it up. Got it. Tickles the twine with the first one. He'll get one more. Coop, 5'10" senior. Soda doesn't note their heights. I just know that. Southpaw puts up the second one. He has 13 points. 9 point lead, 34-25. Soda. Draper over on the angle to Kimball. Kimball on the left side, pick and roll. Yost rolled off the pick. Might have had him. And off the right angle of Draper. Yost a 3-point shot straight away. Got it. Big guys aren't supposed to do that. 6'6" Yost drills the three. Martinson pick and roll. Yost knocked the ball away. What a smart play by Jackson Horsley. He was going out of bounds and threw it off the legs of Yost. 6-point lead. Harrison will check in for Martinson. 34-28, 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Thompson to inbound the ball. Bounce pass comes in. Oh, Horsley missed a layup. Horsley takes the ball away and gonna call a jump ball, and possession belongs to Grace. Midcourt pressure by the Cards goes to Kimball. Kimball to Draper. Draper kicks it back to Edwards. Kimball on the right wing gets it to Smith. Back to Kimball outside to Draper. Goes inside. Smith trapped under the basket and he traveled. Great defense by Cooper Thompson. Kevin Smith off the bench wanted a push. Thompson under the basket. Miller against Yost. Miller puts it up and in over the top of Yost. That's 3 points for the 6'7" Miller. He went right over the top of 6'6" Yost. Kimball kicks it outside to Draper. High post to Yost. Lost the handle on it. Kimball bounced past to Smith. He traveled. Yes, he did. He has that look on his face. No, you picked up your pivot foot. Soda ball, leading by 8. The ball comes into Cooper Thompson. He'll be picked up by Kimball. Pick and roll. Crossover to Preston Osborne. Inside, back to Jackson Horsley. Cooper Thompson backs it out with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Preston Osborne on the angle inside to Harrison. Harrison has Grizzlies all over him. And they call a jump ball. 36-28, Soda will take the possession on the alternate possession. Thompson, along the baseline, he'll be fronted by Cade Kimball. Comes way outside to Preston Osborne near midcourt. Osborne crossover dribble, leaves it for Jackson Horsley. Horsley had the shot blocked and he was fouled. Put it up from just behind the free throw line, and that foul's going to go against Bryson Anderson. Jackson Horsley, 12 points, first trip to the free throw line. Shot up by Horsley, right down to the bottom of the well. Chase Smith will check in for Grace. And Keithan Edwards will check out. Jackson Horsley, just a sophomore. Second shot is good. He has 14 points. Draper into the forecourt. Osborne picks him up. Terminates his dribble. Needs some help. And I'm going to get a foul against Harrison. And that will be the third foul. You can't do that. Well, yes, he did. We can't hear you from the other side. Got good student body action. That was the third foul on Harrison. Ball taken away by Cooper Thompson to Harrison. Harrison leans in, off balance shot. Got a foul underneath as Chase Smith. That's Coop. That would be 3. Yeah, against Cooper Thompson. That's a big foul. Harrison will check out. Martin will check in with 3:33 to go. Third quarter, 38-28. Soda leads it by 10. Ball comes into Gavin Draper. Working against Osborne. Over to the right side to Anderson on the angle. I'll just tell you, I am really struggling with the stripes tonight. Tom Fusel off the bench. Got to be careful. You can get a tee. And that'll put Parker Yost 5 fouls against Soda, 2 against Grace. And that one went against Preston Osborne. Grace has got the calls tonight. They just need to cash them in. Free throw by Yost is good. He'll get one more. 6'6" senior Parker Yost. He's a nice player. 38-29. Yost can cut it to 8. Shot is up. That one's good. Cooper Thompson walking into the forecourt. Martinson might have walked. Comes to Horsley. Back to Thompson. Thompson working against Kimball on the right angle. Preston Osborne. 15 seconds on the shot clock. And that's a 3-point shot that's long off the backboard. And Grace comes down with it. Draper, Smith, inside to Yost, and Miller blocked his shot. And Miller is going to pick up the foul. And that'll put Yost back at the free throw line. He's 2 for 2. He can cut the lead to 6. That's just Logan Miller's first foul. Yost, free throw, splash. You'll get one more. He's 3 for 3. 38-31. 7-point lead for Soda. And he's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Has 12 points. Soda with the ball and a 6-point lead is Cooper Thompson. Will walk it into the forecourt. Picked by Miller. Pick and roll not there. Martinson will leave it for Osborne. Coop stops at the free throw line. Martinson. Thompson, 19-footer splash. Had his feet on the line. Lloyd into the forecourt. Kimball. Bounce pass down in the low block. Shot up. Yost with a rebound. That's no good. Thompson down with the rebound. A little contact there. Thompson checking for his wallet. Thompson drives in, and Yost down with the rebound. Ball taken away by Jackson Horsley, taken back by Smith. Smith scores, and he's fouled. 40-34. And Chase Smith can cut this to a 5-point lead. That foul went against Jackson Horsley, his second. 30-second timeout. I think Coach Rory Lloyd called that timeout. 1:57 to go in the third quarter. Girls rankings. Malad Dragons are ranked number 1. They're really good. Ryrie Bulldogs, number 2. Grangeville Bulldogs, number 3. First Cougars are number 4. And the Parma Panthers are number 5. Picking up votes in the 3A, the Archers of Ambrose. North Fremont Huskies, New Plymouth Pilgrims, and Soda. 40-34, Grace has cut it to a 6-point lead. Soda has had, I think it was a 12-point lead. I know it was 10. Chase Smith at the line. He is one of two from the free throw line, right in front of the Cardinal Crazies. Smith, free throw off the heel of the basket and drops in. Grace has cut it to 5. 40-35, Cooper Thompson into the forecourt. Left side to Jackson Horsley, up top to Martinson, back to Coop on the wing. Horsley straight away, Cooper Thompson. Thompson reverses it, back up top to Martinson. He'll leave it for Osborne. Back to Thompson. Thompson, a 2-point shot, 19 feet. The line is 19 feet 6 inches. That was a deep 2. Ball comes over to Kimball, to Yost, back to Kimball on the left wing, back up top to Yost. He can hit that one. Miller covers him. Right side to Gavin Draper. Anderson drives, hooks one up, middle of the paint. Martinson down with the rebound for Soda. Jackson Horsley will leave it for Cooper Thompson. Back to Horsley on the right wing, straight away Martinson. 50 seconds. Thompson is, wow. Thompson ends up on his wallet, and Bryson Anderson will pick up his second foul. Soda has 5. At least they don't go 6, 7, 8, just 5 on the board. Grace has 3. Soda's ball along their own baseline. Lob comes into Martinson. They took Coop out. Save those fouls. Don't get a silly one at the end of the third. About 10, 12 seconds difference between the shot clock. Yost on Martinson, and they call the bump against Yost. 4th foul against Grace. Not in the bonus yet. 36.9 seconds. Soda will have the ball out underneath their own basket. It'll be Preston Osborne to inbound the ball for the Cards. Bounce pass is knocked out of bounds, intended for Martinson. Good defense by Chase Smith. Soda will try it one more time. As Preston Osborne will inbound the ball. Lob comes into Miller. Miller can't handle it, and Grace takes it away. Into the forecourt, Edwards. Up top to Chase Smith. Right angle to Brody Smith. Ball knocked away from Yost. Goes out of bounds. Shot clock is off. Grace will have the ball out underneath their own basket. The Gavin Draper, 6'1" senior. Harrison will check in for Gavin Hansen, and that is so he doesn't get a silly foul. He has 3, 22.4 seconds to go in the third. Draper to inbound the ball, gets it outside to Smith on the right angle, covered by Horsley. Smith drives to the wing, bounce pass comes back outside to Edwards. Edwards across, goes to Draper. Draper straight away, looking inside, 4 seconds, 3. Draper drives in and scores. So the defense broke down. And that's the end of the third quarter. Soda leading by 5, 42-37. Soda put up 10 points in that quarter. Grace put up 14. Kind of fun to watch both student bodies kind of getting after each other back and forth. Saturday, the Cards will travel to Declo, go to Rupert, hang a left past the Shell station, over the tracks, and there you'll find the Declo Hornets. Next Wednesday, Cards travel to Malad. Friday, they travel to West Side. And Tuesday, January 27th, a rematch with the Grizzlies, this time in Grace. Grace will have Raft River in Grace on Saturday. Next Wednesday, they'll be at West Side. Next Thursday, they travel up to Arco, to Butte County. Draper outside to Smith. Smith against Jackson Horsley. Bounce pass back out to Gavin Draper. Draper across the top to Edwards. Yost drives, shot up from the free throw line, no good. Jackson Horsley for Soda down with the rebound. That's a foul. Yes, that's a foul. Good call by the ref. As Brody Smith tried to set the block, but he leaned in to Horsley. And that will be Brody Smith's second foul. It'll be Osborne to inbound the ball. Comes into the backcourt to Gavin Hansen. Hansen right side to Cooper Thompson on the wing. Thompson drives, gets it to Miller to Gavin Hansen. Hansen on the wing, fakes, puts up a 15-footer, no good. Smith down with the rebound. 5-point lead for Soda. Outside, it goes across to Edwards from Draper, down to Smith in the low blocks. Turns, shoots, and scores. Chase Smith, and it's a 3-point lead for Soda. Goes over to Preston Osborne, gets a pick from Jackson Horsley, and that's going to be a moving pick on Horsley. And Soda will turn it over. Grace can tie with a 3. Come within 1. Oh, drive me crazy. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. Draper in the back court to the forecourt to Edwards. Edwards drives to the baseline, cut off by Cooper Thompson. Chase Smith outside to Brody Smith. Left side to Draper, looking into Yost. Yost sets the pick. Draper drives him. Shot. But Osborne's going to get the foul. And Draper can cut it to a 1-point lead. And that is the second foul on Preston Osborne. Shot up, rattles around, pots out by Gavin Draper. Here, get one more. Grace committed 9 fouls. Soda, 14. Second shot is good. It's a 2-point game, 42-40. Because Thompson he did get it. That is like the 4th time he's got his pocket pitch. Draper drives it all the way in. They're tied. Tom Fussell calls for timeout. We're tied at 42. 6:25 to go in the ball game. 42-42. Boy, Grace has a lot of steals, or they just picked Soda's pocket, and they've cashed them in. 42-42, we're all tied up. Tom Fussell calls time out. And Soda will have the ball when it's back in. Tom Fussell with his X's and O's. Wow, good job by Grace. Erasing a 10-point lead. They've come back and tied it in the 4th quarter. Soderbergh, Thompson, Osborne, Horsley, and Miller. Grace has Smith, Rose, Smith, Edwards, and Draper. Grace will pick them up mid-court. Cooper Thompson into the forecourt. Right side, bad passes picked off by Yost. Thompson blocks the shot. That is a horrible call. Thompson way above Edwards for Yost measure. That is the fourth foul on Cooper Thompson. That was an awesome block. And Yost, who is 4 for 4 from the free throw line, can give Grace the lead. Shot up and down, Grace up by 1. Cooper Thompson with 4 fouls. I'm sorry, that was an awesome block. As a 5'10", Cooper Thompson went way above the 6'6" Yost. Second free throw rattles around and Smith down with the rebound. That's a foul on Jackson Horsley. And he picks up his 4th. Grace ball on the side, leading by 1. It will be Edwards to inbound the ball for the Grizz. Edwards, 5'8" senior. Ball comes into Draper. Grace with the basketball, leading 43-42. Goes to the right wing. Inside Smith fakes right, goes left, and down with the rebound, Gavin Hansen. Hansen into the forecourt, pulls up at the free throw line, gets it over to Caleb Hansen, who's checked in. Outside, Gavin Hansen. Caleb Hansen drives, tried to get it into Miller. Job by Miller. 3-point shot, missed everything. Hansen tried to knock it back in, but knocked it to the Grizzlies. Chase Smith into the forecourt will give it to Gavin Draper. Outside, Draper between the rings, high post to Smith on the left elbow. Ball knocked away, and that's got to be a foul on Smith. Wow, Rory Lloyd doesn't like that one. Not sure what you didn't like about that. He had a headlock on Soda. Soda behind by 1 with the basketball. I love Rory Lloyd. Great coach. Ball comes into Gavin Hansen. Soda behind by 1 with the basketball. Left side, Preston Osborne. Pick from Miller. Ball comes outside to Gavin Hansen on the angle to Osborne. Osborne 3-point shot. That's too hard. High for the rebound. Jackson Horsley. Rebound is loose and coming up with it, Gavin Draper. Well, Soda had a chance, just didn't finish it. Goes outside to Draper to Yost. No, Draper kept it, gets it over to Chase Smith. Yost grabs it. Time off. Soda. Cardinals behind by 3 with 4:35 to go in the ball game. Soda, what I see is they're just a little casual with the ball, with their dribbling, with their passes, and Grace has taken advantage of that. Several picks. 45-42 Grace. Grace has outscored Soda 8-0 in this 4th quarter. Soda will go with Hansen, Horsley, Thompson, Osborne, and Miller. Soda ball 94 feet away. 4:35 to go in the game. Grace up by 3, 45-42. Hansen into Thompson. Thompson back over, goes in the corner. Horsley from the corner. Goes high. Hansen with the rebound. That red jersey's hanging all over him. Goes outside to Thompson. Thompson just inside the arc daughter. First basket by Soda. Grace with the ball up by 1. Gavin Hansen gets a pick from Yost. Pick and roll wasn't there. That's a rough. He gets it to Edwards. Edwards got his feet tangled up. Goes down to Chase Smith. Outside Draper. High post to Yost. Back over to Smith. Grace up by 1. Goes to the left elbow. Draper to Edwards. 5 seconds. 2, 1. That's the shot clock. Soda, great defense. 3:39 to go. Soda with the ball behind by 1. This is the way a Grace Soda game should be. Thompson into the forecourt. Thompson over to Gavin Hansen. Fakes right, goes left. Backs it out. Osborne to Hansen. He won. Kind of a little stutter step before he put the ball on the floor. On Soda, a huge turnover. Grace with the ball up by 1. 45-44. Grizzlies. Draper will walk it into the forecourt. High post to Smith. Guarded by Horsley. Goes over to Brody Smith. Ball stolen away by Hansen. Lead pass to Thompson. Thompson lays it over the rim, and Soda has a 1-point lead. Grace back the other way. Draper up top between the circles. 46-45. Cardinals with the lead. Draper outside. Edwards back over to Draper. Brody Smith. Underneath, Soda fell asleep. And going in is Chase Smith. Grace back to a 1-point lead. Gavin Hansen getting fouled. Gavin Hansen with 6 points gives Soda a 1-point lead. Foul went against Chase Smith. Checking in for the Grizz will be Cade Kimball. I think we had... No, just come over to talk to Rory Lloyd. And that's Gavin Draper. Gavin Hansen will try to give Soda a 2-point lead. 2:36. Shot up by Hansen, rattles around and drops in. Timeout. I think Coach Bushel called timeout before Grace got the ball inbounds. Of course, if Grace had the ball, you can't call timeout if the other team has possession. So they must have awarded Coach Tom the timeout before Grace got the ball on. Once again, you want to travel out to Death Row? That's where the Cardinals will be on Saturday. Take the Rupert exit, roll over the overpass, stop at that Shell station. They have great hamburgers. Well, how many times I've stopped there. I've been to Boise State playoffs many, many times. I always stop at that Shell station. They have great food. But Declo, just over the tracks from the Shell station, you see the high school right there. And that's where the Hornets hang out. Soda up by 2, 49-47. 2:35 to go in the game. Grace erased a 10-point lead, mostly in the third quarter. It'll be Kimball to inbound the ball. Draper waiting. Grace 94 feet away, behind by 2. Ball comes into Gavin Draper up top between the circles. Double pick up top. And Cooper Thompson knocks the ball away. Soda comes up with it. Gavin Hansen, crossover dribble, drops it to Osborne. Jackson Horsley, flash. About a 10-footer off the right side of the baseline. Soda up by 4. 51-47. Brody Smith to Kimball. Goes to Draper. Back outside. High post to Yost. Yost drives and puts it up and in. Soda doesn't have an answer for that. Yost puts it in with the left hand off the left side. Possession arrow points to Soda. Soda has a 2-point lead, 51 to 39. Been a lot of energy here at Soda Springs High School. Grace, so they brought a bunch with them. A lot of fans, parents, and whatever to my left. Soda up by 2, 51 to 49. That was a nice drive by Parker Yost. Drove down the left side of the paint, and Soda, again, he's 6'6". They just don't, and he's long, long arms, long legs, and they don't really have an answer for that. Miller at 6'7" has blocked a couple of his shots, but Yost has actually drawn a couple fouls against Miller. He's a good player. Soda will go with Thompson, Hanson, Miller, Horsley, and Osborne. Grace, Yost, Smith, Kimball, Brody Smith, and Gavin Draper. Soda ball, 1:54 to go in the game. Soda has a 2-point lead. Ball comes into Cooper Thompson. Thompson across the timeline, right angle to Gavin Hanson. Goes to Osborne. Man defense underneath Miller. Back outside Horsley. That was way off. Horsley followed his own rebound. Serious contact. They did call a foul eventually against the Grizz. Soda has 4 fouls. Next foul will be bonus for Grace. Grace has 3 fouls. 1:34 to go in the ball game. Soda up by 2. Thompson way outside to Gavin Hanson. Hanson crossover dribble drives. Cooper Thompson on the right wing. Thompson will bring it back up top to Horsley. Cut off by Yost over to Preston Osborne. Osborne from the free throw line. Miller down with the rebound. Miller drives, cut off. Miller puts a shot off, short off the rim. And Chase Smith down with a rebound for the Grizz. Into the forecourt, Gavin Draper over to Brody Smith. Draper outside between the circles. Goes to Kimball. Dump it in the corner. Shot up, short. The Grace is going to get the rebound. 3-point shot. That's no good. And down with the rebound is Gavin Hanson with 41 seconds. Soda up by 2 with the basketball. And timeout, Soda. A basket by the Cards would give Soda a 2-possession game. Grace can tie with a 2, win with a 3. Wow, this is fun. Kind of fun if the stripes would get out of the way. 51-49. Checking in is going to be Colton Peterson. Also Martinson checking in for Soda. 51-49. Wow, they reset the timeout. 60 seconds, and then they put it right back up to 51 seconds after about 15 seconds had run off. I think I've mentioned this before. Kind of a pet peeve. I don't know why they put the time for the timeout on the scoreboard. Doesn't make any sense. Everybody knows it's a timeout, and they'll run more than 60 seconds most of the time. Want the time for the game up on the scoreboard. Nobody cares how many seconds left in a timeout. Well, there's 7. Three, two, one. 35.3 seconds on the scoreboard, 27 on the shot clock. So there is 8 points, 8 seconds difference. Soda will inbound the ball right in front of the Soda bench. They'll line it up. It'll be Cooper Thompson to inbound the ball for Soda. 51-49, 35 seconds. Comes into the backcourt to Gavin Hansen. Hansen will walk it across the midcourt stripe. 30 seconds, 20 on the shot clock. Hansen outside. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Grace holding their man defense. 7 seconds. Hansen over the right side to Martinson to Hansen. 2 seconds. Hansen puts it up. That's off. And down with the rebound is Jackson Horsley. Power! And Grace had no choice but to put Soda at the line. Well, they're not at the line. Not 5 fouls yet. Only 4.8 seconds. Soda was the ball across the way. They have a 2-point lead and the basketball, 4.8 seconds. Rory Lloyd, he doesn't like something. He's working the officials, and I think Rory wants a 30-second timeout. Wow, this is fun. 51-49. Soda with a 2-point lead with 4.8 seconds left in the ball game. Wow. This is one of those, oh, we're glad you're watching and listening. Hopefully we're bringing it to you where you can enjoy it. Appreciate everybody that tunes in, but you can feel an energy here in the Soda Springs gym. Grace did an awesome job of burning a 10, might have been a 12-point lead. I forgot to mark it. But they really outscored Soda in the third quarter. Fourth quarter's been fairly even. Cooper Thompson has 21 points for Soda. And Parker Yost looks like 9 points, or 19, excuse me, for Grace. Yost is going to front Thompson, 6'6", fronting 5'10". Soda lines it up, goes into the back court, 3 seconds, and Horsley is fouled. And Soda, there's still one foul to give. That's the fourth foul. 3.2, oh, now that's 5. That'll put Horsley at the free throw line. That foul was by design. Grace had to put him at the free throw line, and with only 3 seconds left, it doesn't matter. They'll put anybody at the free throw line and hope he misses. Horsley is 2 for 2 from the free throw line, has 16 points. He is really a good-looking sophomore. Really got some hops. He can get above the rim. 51-49. Horsley at the free throw line can ice it if he hits both of them. It'd make it a 2-possession game. Logan Miller talking with Coach Tom as he checks in. And I think what Tom was telling him, you got to go straight up, no fouls. Next foul on Soda would put Grace at the free throw line. What a game. 51-49. Cardinals lead it by 2. And we got the time for the timeout on the clock. I think it's 3.8 seconds. 5 seconds on the timeout. 3.2 seconds to go in the game. Jackson Horsley, sophomore, who's 6'2". He's really got some hops. He can really get up in the air. One would make it a 3-point shot. Two would ice it. Horsley shot good. Soda up by 3. This is the game right here. If Horsley hits this free throw, nothing the Grizz can do. There are no 4-point shots in the game. Horser shot up off the rim. Smith with the rebound off to Smith. There he walked. At the buzzer, the ball rims out. Soda wins it. 52-49. Man, that was fun. Grace put up 12 points. I believe that would have won. I hate that one too. You think? 52-49 is the final score. Give me a chance to add up scoring. We'll see if we can get Coach Tom up here. Both teams shake hands at midcourt. So the students come out onto the floor. Give me a second. Let me add up scoring. Parker Yost, nice game. Had 18 points. Well, all you can say is the Cards held them off, but Grace really made them work for this win. We'll see how it goes down in Grace. Their home court is a home court. Okay, I think I got Grace added up. Let's try Soda. Cooper Thompson, 21 points. "17 points for Jackson Horsley." Just about got Soda. Hang with me. Okay, think I got it. For the Grizzlies, Gavin Draper with 10 points, had a 3-3-2s, and was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Brody Smith with 7, had a 3 and 2 twos. Chase Smith with 12. He had 5 twos and was 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Parker Yost, 18 points, had a 3, 5 twos, and was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Cade Kimball, 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 2 points. The Grizz hit on 10 of 17 from the free throw line, committed 10 personal fouls. For Soda, Cooper Thompson, 21 points. He had a 8 twos and was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 7 points for Gavin Hansen on 3 twos and 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Logan Miller with 3 points, had a 2 and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Makai Brown hit a basket for 2. And Jackson Horsley, 17 points, 2 threes, 4 twos, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Soda hit on 7 of 9 from the free throw line, committed 17 fouls. Is what it is. Soda committed 7 more fouls than Grace. Grace shot 8 more free throws than Soda. Um, Cooper Thompson, great night, 21 points. Jackson Horsley, 17 points. At the end of the first quarter, Soda led it by 2. It was 15-13. Second quarter, Soda stretched the lead out, outscoring Grace 17-10, outscoring the Grizz by 7. Then at halftime, it was 32-23. Third quarter, Grace outscored Soda 14-10, and at the end of 3, it was 42-37 Soda. Final quarter, Grace outscored Soda by 2. Soda put up 10 points in the fourth quarter. Grace put up 12. Final score, Soda wins it by 3, 52-49. Once again, Grace will have Raft River in Grace Saturday. And then a couple games on the road. They'll be at Westside next Wednesday. And then they travel up to Arco, face Butte County on Thursday. We'll have a rematch with Soda on Tuesday, January 27th. And this one will be in Grace. Soda boys, they travel to Declo on Saturday. Pretty good ride out there. And then 4 games on the road at Declo Saturday, at Malad next Wednesday, at Westside on Friday, and then the rematch with Grace on Tuesday, January 27th. They'll have Aberdeen at home after the 4 road games. That'll be Thursday, January 29th. Then Declo will be at Soda Saturday, January 31st. So the boys will be on the road just a little bit. Games going on tonight. I don't have any scores, but I do have kind of who's playing. Malad is at Aberdeen tonight. North Gym travels up to Dubois, face the Clark County Bobcats. Teton is at Bear Lake. Ryrie is at Firth. West J is at North Fremont. That's not a huge ride. They're pretty close. Marsh Valley is at South Fremont. Filer come clear across the state. Wildcats are at Sugar to face the Diggers. And I think I got Declo at West Side. I'm waiting for Coach Tom. A lot of great football going on this weekend. Of course, the national championship between Miami and Indiana. Indiana is an 8.5 favorite over the Miami Hurricanes. So Monday at 5:30 Mountain Time, we'll be at Hard Rock Stadium in the Miami Gardens. That is where the Dolphins play. Saturday, Bills will be at the Broncos. That's at 2:30. 49ers will be at the Seahawks. That's 6 o'clock. Sunday, Texans will be at the Patriots. That's 1 o'clock. And the Rams will be at the Bears at 4:30. We've got Coach Tom. Well, I was just going to say they scared the heck out of us. We had a 10-point lead, and they really battled back. And then it was just basket for basket in those last few uh, seconds or last few minutes. I know you called a lot of timeouts, and normally you call a timeout after a made basket to set your defense. But what did you talk about as Grace? They really battled. They reached a 10-point lead, come back, actually took a lead, but we battled back after Grace had us by 3, and we came up and got the win. So you got to feel pretty good about that.
Well, and and like I say, we're not an excuse team, but we're still trying to fill that hole with Connor McWilliams because it's hard for us to get too much of an inside game. But I tell you what, Logan Miller played that kid about as good as you're going to play him. I mean, that kid's good. That Park kid is a really good basketball player, and he played him tough. So we mostly called timeouts. Of course, we set defense and we set our offense, and then we switch. When we switched uh, from a man to a zone, and we kind of was forced to because we had our two best players in foul trouble. So we did switch to a zone. I probably should have switched maybe a little bit earlier, but God, the man was working so well that we stayed with it. But it was that's a great win for us. This is the win we needed. We needed this win to keep moving. And talking to Rory, he thought his kid played really well. That they've been kind of in a funk and they played really well. And I thought we played pretty average. I mean, we played better than we have been, but we're starting to climb that ladder really slow. So if we can get a win over at Declo and just keep that, keep climbing that ladder really slow, then we'll be ready for districts.
Parker Yost, he's 6'6". Logan 6'7". And just off the top of my head, he had about 3 blocks and another 2 where he blocked it, but he Parker drew the foul on him. McWilliams would make a difference because he's a little thicker, but Logan did a great job of getting up in the air against a very good player.
Well, I tried to kind of outsmart myself too. I watched film and I seen where Rich County put a smaller guy on Parker, but he was stockier and he kind of shoved him around. So I put Caden Harrison on him, and Caden did shove him around a little bit, but it just wasn't working. He was rolling off of him and scoring, so I had to get rid of that really quick. And then Marty, well, we call him Marty. Anyway, Marty, he helped us a ton. He come up from the JV and he got, I don't know how many rebounds he got today, but he got some assists, and he's a big strong kid and he gets in there and pushes. And I know Connor McWilliams has been working with him some, so he had a little chat with him about getting a little bit more physical. But it was a good team win for us. Of course, Horsley, Jackson Horsley hit his shots at the good time, but he's still young. I mean, there's times he took some shots. It was like, don't take those shots just yet. I mean, there's plenty of time on the clock. We don't have to take those shots yet. But he ended up, what he scored, 17 points. So, he had a good night. So we're at least scoring. We need to hone up our defense a little bit better. Our rotation. We got beat kind of backdoor down there, and I just don't like that because all that is a guy standing there. So we got to still hone our defense up a little bit, but our goal is just to get a little better and a little better and a little better like everybody else's. And if we can get good, or we can peak at the right time, then that'll help us.
We're not as tall as some teams, but we got kids that really have some hops. Coop really gets up there. Gavin gets up there. And Jackson Horsley, he can get above the rim. And so rebounds, we're rebounding against a little bit taller team, but our kids did a good job. I thought Grace actually did a pretty good job of boxing off on some of the rebounds. But we got some kids that can fly and get up there above the rim to get the rebound.
Well, rebounds were actually pretty even, and which was good for us because you're right. I mean, they're big. They got two, three kids that are big and strong, and they're well coached. I mean, Rory's got them well coached. They box out well. Of course, we box out well too, and it's just a battle for the ball. And our guards are probably the best in the league as far as rebounding, and that helps us more than anything.
Face Declo on Saturday. That's a little bit of a ride to go out there. How do you see the Hornets, and what have we got to do to get a conference win out at Declo?
I haven't watched any film on Declo. I will tonight, and then we got early practice tomorrow, so I'll get some film tonight, and then we'll we'll watch them a little bit and see what they got. But I know they're not as good. Well, their record isn't as good as it was last year. It couldn't be as good as it was last year. They were undefeated at this time. But I think it's another team that we can beat if we play well. So we just got to play good enough to win. And last year we won 9 games by 4 points or less. And that's what I was telling these kids. I said, I don't mind grinding. I mean, it's hard on me, but I don't mind grinding a little bit. And if we learn to grind and win games at the end like that, I'm happy with that.
Well, stop at the Shell station when you come off the Rupert exit. They've got great hamburgers, and I've stopped there quite a few times. And then you're just over the track, and Declo is right there. You got a day for practice. What do you do? Is it kind of slow mo, where you just kind of walk them through stuff, or do you kind of let them get after each other before you get on the bus on Saturday?
We definitely walk through stuff half court, and like I say, I'll watch film tonight and kind of see what we need to do, and we'll walk through stuff half court, and then I usually let them play if they got a game the next day, at least a quarter, full court, because they love to play full court. I mean, these kids love to play basketball, and you can tell. I mean, they wouldn't be here because we work them hard, and if they didn't love to play basketball, they wouldn't be here. So they want to they want to play at least one good quarter. In fact, we only played one quarter yesterday, and Jackson come up and said, "Come on, let's play one more." And I was like, "No, we need to save your legs a little." So we'll save our legs, and then we'll take the trip on over to Declo and see what happens over there.
Give me your thoughts about Rory Lloyd. I've known him for a long time. He's starting to look old, and I know he's not as old as I am, but he's been with the Grace program probably 20 years. I don't know, but he is a great coach, and that's part of it. They've had Kevin Smith there, and I don't know if Greg is still helping them or not, but that is a very well coached team.
Yeah, and the sad thing about him looking old is he's younger than I am. But but yeah, this job does age you some. It definitely does. And Rory's one of the better coaches out there. He really is. I mean, I'm probably the most inexperienced coach out there, so I got to help. I got to have a lot of help from my coaching staff, which they do give me a lot of help. But no, Rory and Kevin are they're top notch coaches. You can't get much better than that. Greg isn't helping them this year. Um, in fact, I've been trying to steal Greg for the last few years, and he just decided he just wants out of it for a few years. So fine, we'll let him be out of it. But I wouldn't be totally shocked to see Greg in it again. So that yeah, that would be nice because I always thought the two best coaches in our district was definitely Tyler Brown and Greg Burkholder. And now it's to me it's Tyler Brown. I don't know too much about the other coaches, but to me it's definitely Tyler Brown.
And Coach Brown, he's starting to look really old. I don't know what's up with you guys, and that your hair is gonna start looking like mine. You give it another couple of years. How big is the Decalo game as far as position in the conference?
Well, I don't know how far it's positioned in the conference. Of course, every game in your conference is big. This game to us was huge because we needed. I mean, we started off pretty good, and like I say, and then we beat Bear Lake twice, and we needed a good quality win. And I figured this is a good quality win. That's a good Grace team. So that was a good quality win, and and then our next step is to get Declo, and like I say, we're going to go after Declo with everything we got, and we're going to try and win that game. But if we don't, not everything's lost. I mean, we still haven't peaked yet. In fact, we're still not even close to peaking yet. So we're all right. Like I say, we'll go down there and we'll give them a run and see what happens.
All right, we'll let you go. Enjoy this win. Don't stay up too late watching film. But that's what coaches do. Try to pick a film apart to just get one or two things where you can grab an advantage. And with modern technology nowadays, it's pretty amazing how you can scout. And I know that which coach was it? He didn't like us showing the games because the other coaches would watch them and that. But it just kind of is what it is. You just got to line up and play head to head with them. But picking a film apart, there's some talent there.
Yeah, it's amazing now with film. It's so easy to get film on people. So they all watch us and we all watch them. They know what we do and we know what they do. But it still comes down to the kids. If they don't hit their shots, if they don't get rebounds, if they don't box off, none of that matters. So we just got to keep them focused and keep them going. We got, like I say, we got a good couple of captains with Cooper and Gavin, and they keep everybody focused. So I like our chances.
All right, we'll let you go. And again, don't stay up too late. And have a good trip, good practice tomorrow, and a nice ride out to Declo, which is kind of in the Rupert Burley area. So it's kind of a hike to go out there, but uh, here in southeast Idaho, you're going to travel. That's just the way it is. And so have a great night tonight. Great win. Kids held them off, and they showed a little poise right there at the end. And so we'll let you go, and good luck facing the Hornets.
Okay, Clay, appreciate it. See ya.
All right, that's Coach Tom. Let me grab my notes here. Final score, once again, went down to the wire. Grace actually had a 3-point shot to tie it, and it rimmed out right there at the end. Final score, Soda 52 and Grace 49. That's going to do it here. Great Bullock for Superb. Good night, everyone.